It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube guys. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyzEntertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by some very special guests. First time on the channel, we've got Jessi Milestone of Mindless Entertainment.
Hello, world. So nice.
And we've also got Jeff Hicks of World Class Bullshitters, or the World Class Bullshitters.
Yeah, hello everyone. It is I, Jeff of World Class Bullshitters, here on WyzGyzEntertainment.
Oh man, you guys are so freaking adorable. All right. Welcome to the channel. So glad to finally have you guys on. It's been ages, but we finally made it happen.
We did.
And yeah, it is an honor. Yeah, so we're obviously here to promote your book, Stealing Solo, Fandom Menace Edition. Before that, as is customary on my channel, I'd like to take a moment to get a little background on your quote-unquote origin story. And since there are two of you, and because, you know, it's always ladies first, we'll start with Jessi. Would you give us an idea as to, you know, how you, what you were raised on, what kinds of stuff you were into, whether it be comics, toys, movies, franchises, and what were the key moments or key milestones in your life, no pun intended, that led you down this road of becoming an entertainer and YouTuber?
Well, Star Wars happened early. That was, I think it was about 5. And I'm thinking back, it was probably around when the Faces trilogy was released on VHS for the last time. And my dad probably picked it up. Oh, my kids are getting about old enough for Star Wars. He loved it. That was one of his things. And just, you know, my parents were very, they didn't buy into the MPA rating system when it came to what to show us. They sort of used their own decisions, sometimes very, very randomly and arbitrarily. But having an older brother, I got away with seeing a lot of things younger than most other people. So, you know, it was put on for him, and it was put on for me too. And it just changed everything. Everything was Star Wars after that until forever. It was just understood that Star Wars was the best. And it's just sort of been a fact in my life. So it started that baseline. Lord of the Rings was one of the next big
oh yeah,
influences. And that was just, whoa, man. And so I was a very nerdy nerd. Like, I was a nerd the other nerds teased, because I wasn't like, oh, I'll play video games and, you know, I love video games too. But I also was like, I love reading and learning Elvish and geeking out about the behind the scenes stuff in Star Wars, not just, you know, the EU or whatever. So I was just very particular. Never got that into comics, but I did, you know, get into a lot of comic book adjacent properties. You know, I loved like the X-Men TV show when I was a kid. Huge Batman. Batman was everything to me as a child. Batman might have even predated Star Wars, and so like that was like Batman, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings were 3 of my biggest like nerd influences on that front. And then of course there's The Princess Bride, which got me into fencing, which was then, you know, the rest of my life became fencing. So like I'm now working on starting a fencing club, but more on that soon. Yeah, so it's really cool. It's really cool. It's a lot of things, just a lot of different things that sort of came together. So fencing, obviously, that tied into a lot of the Lord of the Rings, the fantasy, and all of that. And I got like Firefly was one of the things in high school that reignited my Star Wars passions. Studied in school, as well. Love that. Studied film in school and then came out to LA to be an actor, and then got into the YouTube sphere to try to just put myself out there and to put my brand out there, because it was you come to act and you're behind a lot of walls. You can't do anything until somebody gives you a role, and you can't get a role until you get past the audition. You can't even get into the audition room until you've done all of these things to do the stuff to get the attention to get the audition in the first place. And so it was just a lot of me realizing I didn't want to wait around for somebody to give me an opportunity to express myself and my creativity, and I wanted a venue for that. And originally I was going to do a lot more sketches from the get-go, but it had just so happened that I felt very strongly about making a meant to offend video about the movie I had seen, The Last Jedi, when it came out, because it really, really incensed me. And it just so happened that a lot of other people also felt the same way, and the end. So that's my journey in a nutshell. Feel free to ask for clarification or more details. It's long and wide.
Did you also, or haven't you also been a legit stand-up comic?
Oh yeah, I am a stand-up comic as well. Right, I forgot about that stuff. So yeah, I came out here and I was like, I'll just stand-up comedy because I've always wanted to, and I started doing improv out here because why not? And I hate improv, but I have a masochistic relationship with improv, where it's the team sports version of comedy, and I don't do well with team sports. I'm not a team player. Anybody who knows me. And so then stand-up comedy is the individual sports version. And I was like, well, this is for me. And I never thought I was funny enough to do it. And then I did it. And I was like, well, this isn't actually that hard. If you're just not afraid to fail a lot, and you're just willing, and I have no shame and judgment. So I'm like, I don't care. People have seen me get near blackout drunk on my live streams, and do things that no speaking person should do in public. So I don't have shame, is not in my vocabulary. So getting on the stage to make people laugh, I was like, well, I like doing this. I should keep doing this. So who knows what'll happen with that as well.
Has it opened any doors into has there been any overlap with acting and stuff?
Oh my God, yes. There's so many connections through both of those things. And I was working for a long time doing open mic, running an open mic, and just making a lot of comedy connections from there. And then some of it too is just building your pool of people. From it, I've gotten connected with a lot of people who are talented actors, and comedians who, all right, if I want to make a short, now I have a dedicated pool to cast from. If I want to shoot something on my own, I have a talent base to work from. And I'm into music now too, so I'm just playing guitar all the time on Live It.
Wow, that's a trip.
Yeah.
A whole lot of fun, it sounds like. And what did you say your interest in fencing actually came from The Princess Bride and not Star Wars?
Princess Bride. Weirdly enough, Star Wars was a lot of things to me, and I love lightsabers and lightsaber fighting, but that was not the thing that made me go swords. I'm sure it was part of it. I'm sure it all bled into one. I played with the sticks in the yard and pretended they were lightsabers. I wanted to play with lightsabers, but for some reason, it was seeing The Princess Bride. Maybe it wasn't that it was the thing that got me interested in swords. I'm sure Star Wars had a huge hand in that, but it was the thing that made me realize I could learn how to do this. That fencing was a thing. That's a sport that real people do today. Because I think that's what it's they in the beginning, Peter Falk scared, fencing, fighting, blah. It's the first time he calls what that is, that old timey kind of rapier sword fighting, fencing. I knew what fencing was. We'd all seen, The Parent Trap at that point. And so, I had, I don't know, but I'd seen The Parent Trap at that point in my life. And chronologically, it hadn't come out yet for some people, but and that was my fencing. That's what fencing is. I know what fencing is. And I was like, well, wait, but this is fencing. So if I'm learning that, then I'm learning this thing, and I want to do that. And that's when it clicked to me that fencing is swords. And if I wanted swords, that's the sport I wanted to do.
Oh, that's sweet. Excuse me. Welcome, Mananui. Let's see here. Oh, that's who Jessi Milestone is. Yep.
I am.
The one and only. So what did I miss? You didn't miss much of anything. We're just starting, actually. Welcome, Jason. Unhinged Entertainment. Liked and shared. Have a great stream. Hopefully you can hang. You're probably busy drawing because you're working on your second book.
No.
Absolute Volume 2. Madanui says, I'd watch that one. He seems unhinged. Yeah, check out Unhinged Entertainment on YouTube. He does drawing streams and all kinds of cool stuff. Madanui says, I have a question for Jeff, but it's off topic, so I'm not sure if I should ask.
Go for it.
Go for it, Madanui. What's your question? We'll wait a moment or so and see if he throws it up real quick, or if not, then we'll dance.
Right. No, it's good for a distraction, right? Do 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 do.
There you go.
Do 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 do.
If you haven't already, be sure and check out this awesome book, Stealing Solo, Fandom Menace edition. It is currently funding, and definitely let's see this project soar to the stars and beyond. If you haven't backed it yet, back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady.
That is Shawhan backed it 11 times.
He's a super fan.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Super fan, Adam Shawhan.
And if you don't have it, the ability to do so just yet, please share it on all your social media so we get more eyeballs on this. Chief Eddie, welcome. Says hello there.
Hello there.
Repeat, rocking out.
Nice pancake. Did you want to come say hello too? Come here. Come here, buddy boy.
Madanui is asking, how do you avoid getting demonetized all the time, given the channel name? World Class Bullshitters?
One word, smushed together.
No, it's just it's a monetized channel. It's never been an issue.
No?
Like, no, but there are I think a lot of people overthink certain things starting out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you should just jump in and not like overthink, because nobody that made it, really stopped at the beginning and like overthought it. It was just kind of like, hey, boom, there we go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it also works because Bullshitters is abbreviated. Yeah.
And to be fair, it's a copyrightable word now. I am the first person to use that.
Yeah.
There's a copyright law about profanity and stuff. So,
yeah. So
Really?
That it's
yeah.
not profanity. Not profanity. Says
Welcome to the channel, Shit Pancake. Hello.
Yeah.
welcome for me. Hooray for me. I had to go to the vet yesterday and it sucked, but Mom said my ears are doing better and I hopefully won't need another surgery.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's
Good updates. Nice.
He's been doing. We were really worried the last time was really bad. So we were like, oh no. I'm like, but bracing myself, feeling like we were gonna have to do it in both ears because the other ear has a little polyp in it now.
Oh,
But,
no.
Yeah, but everything was good, was stable. They did a flush, so if it stays like this, then we'll be, have to keep always monitoring and stuff. But yeah, he's been good.
Do you have to administer some special mids, like maybe a steroid-based cream or something on the ears?
They do that, so when it gets bad, that's what he did the last time because it was really bad. They put it inside, and they'll do it right there, and it stays and lasts for a while. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And the cats don't pick at it or try and take it out?
Not usually. He's pretty good about stuff.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Now, Jeff, how about your origin story? How did you grow up? What were you into? And what led you to become this behemoth in the YouTube sphere?
So I started out as a kid. I liked comic books. I really learned to read through comic books. I've always been into Marvel and DC stuff like that. But it wasn't until around the first Spider-Man movie, I was only in grade school still, that I really got into the art part. And so the art and the pop culture and all that kind of go together because it was my interest in Spider-Man, the character, that got me interested in the art, which made me like to learn behind the scenes stuff about comics, which made me like to learn behind the scenes stuff about movies, and it just all kind of rolled in together. So I always use that as a catalyst point, because as a kid I grew up watching Power Rangers and all the fun stuff that everybody liked. Star Wars was a great impact on me, but Star Wars has more impact on like the YouTube channel more so than like the other parts of my life, because Star Wars has been something that I've loved, not just as a movie, but the behind the scenes stuff. I think my favorite thing to talk about with Star Wars isn't even the lore. I really don't like if somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, do you want to talk about the Empire versus the Rebellion?" Not really. I would talk about how the Death Star effect was done, or who did what, or the writing process, or stuff like that. Like Star Wars has become almost academic for me at this point. It's fun. I really enjoy that first movie on that level, and that's kind of why I always have the patience and the will to get through stuff for the channel from Disney, because it's like, well, Star Wars is still at, there's that nugget of it deep down in me, so I can't really shake it. So that's where the Star Wars love comes from. But the comics, the movies, all that stuff kind of rolling together, and that's where the YouTube channel comes from too, because many years ago, honestly, it was a decade ago at this point, I was back home. I had just transferred schools, and my buddy and I were going to do a comic together. And I didn't really want to listen to music as I drew, because I would switch songs too often. I wouldn't get it done. So I started getting into podcasts, and I found this one podcast, and it was really great. I got so into it. I listened to it every day until I listened to all the episodes. And then I decided I wanted to have a podcast. And so that show started the ball rolling into the World Class Bullshitters podcast. And so Dion and I are real life best friends. We have known each other since 2008, and the show kind of built from that. As you guys know, Kendo's a late addition. Nick's been there from pretty early on, and our YouTube identity has always been just calling it like we see it. I think a lot of stuff in the Fandom Menace has always been calling it like you see it. There's a ridiculous Star Wars stuff, call it like we see it. What's up with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel, call it like we see it. Game of Thrones stuff, call it like we see it. And so now we're here, That's how the YouTube went, really. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate. I put out, content at the right times and had the right, right takes, and that's, it's all timing.
Do you spend a lot of time looking at analytics and checking out those like YouTube buddy videos on how to make your channel work?
No. I figured out a lot of the stuff they tell you by myself, because of the way I just operate as a person. It's like, oh, I'm going to treat YouTube the way I would treat going to school or going to a regular job? What the hell I treat like that? Or work, it is work. So I just treated it like a regimented thing, put out stuff a specific way, and that's how I've been lucky. Like I figured out how stuff works for my channel, because certain things will work for Jesse, won't work for me, and vice versa. So it's all about paying attention. If you're starting out and you're going to ride a trend, cool. While you're riding a trend, figure out a way to stabilize yourself while you find another trend to ride. Like there's tricks to stuff, but also your own like channel. I don't know how to say it. Like your foundation is really going to be dependent upon yourself.
Yeah, the rules apply differently to everybody.
Yeah, and certain things you get talked to differently. Like you talk about how YouTube ask questions about YouTube, they'll talk to Jesse one way and leave her hanging.
Dude,
when it comes to me though, I'll get an answer almost instantly.
I've been answering them, and they eventually just left me hanging. Like, we help you with anything else? I'm like, you didn't help me with this thing yet. So because I've been having people unsubscribe, being unsubscribed from me. And they're like, YouTube doesn't automatically do this. I'm like, oh, so you do it manually. And they're like, no, we don't do it at all. And I'm like, well, someone's doing it. Well, no, we don't. So it could be these options. I'm like, all right, so you're either saying that my fans are stupid or lying to me, or more likely your ass is lying to me, or probably not high enough on the chain of command to realize that the people you work for, or think for 5 seconds the people you work for are a bunch of shady assholes who don't give a crap about their creators. But hey, Toxic Masculinity's here. What's up, dude?
Uh-oh.
You can't.
And welcome Jennifer Grover. Hey, sweetie pie, I've missed you. Hey, I missed you too, Jennifer. She's very supportive of the community and Comicscape projects and all that good stuff. Welcome, Toxic Masculinity.
What's up?
Hey, welcome. What about? Good to have you. Ahoy, one and all.
What about what?
Yep. What
about Bob?
Yeah, that too.
What a weird movie.
I never saw it.
I've never seen it either. Isn't that Bill Murray?
Yeah, and Richard Dreyfuss. It's a movie. It's a comedy about mental illness, and it's not like it's not offensive or inappropriate or anything like that. It's just such a weird movie. It's such a weird concept, even back then when things were less politically correct. I grew up watching that movie, and I always was like, "This is that weird Bill Murray movie I don't really like." Can I watch Ghostbusters?
No, I need to see it.
I keep contemplating watching it, but I never have the guts to.
I've been convinced.
Dr. Leo Marvin. That's my favorite part of the movie. Hey, there he is.
Welcome.
What's up, Action
Figure Expert? Hello. What's up? What's going on? How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing well. Fun to be here. We've locked the time down, and now it's.
Oh my god, we've been trying to do this for so long. We're finally here.
I've been saying, I'll say it again. WyzGyz was the first guy to reach out and want to help. So thank you again for wanting to give the support, giving the support, doing all of the stuff, and being patient, because we just had a weird life thing pop up right in the middle of this campaign, which really slowed it down for me. I'm, not upset or anything like that, but it's just like, I wish real life wouldn't have happened now. I was like, everything else is perfect, and then that kind of sucked the wind out of everything. Yeah. So can't complain about anything. I'm not disappointed in the slightest bit. It's been so hectic.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been able to enjoy the time around, around this campaign.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, hasn't it? I probably wasn't going through as much craziness as you guys, but there was like a month, just over a month, where I came down with this bad cold. It never became the flu, but it was one of those crazy, stupid colds where I'm trying to beat it myself using, home remedies and whatnot. And just when I think I'm about to, cross over into, recovery, then it gets worse again. And it just kind of came back. That, and then, as you may know, I spent a lot of time getting into Comicsgate, and have been since September, October 2019. So there was a moment where I decided I wanted to become a promoter and try and get these books I was seeing that had a lot of promise funded. So I was spending lots and lots of time promoting. And then that month, just over a month of being taken out by that stupid cold, that kind of affected my drive to do streams, especially with a froggy throat. On top of that, I was doing I was interviewing at the same time, because one of the call it good, call it bad, one of the side effects of being such a supporter of Comicsgate is it can be addictive, and it took a hit to my pocketbook.
I found myself buying all the books of the other artists I was on streams with during this campaign.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm sure, promoting your book's going to help. But I'm like, shit, I spent more money. Like every time I go on one of these things, it's like I bought Fatal J's book. I got Mandy's book. We got, oh God, who else? I just bought 2 or 3 last week. God, I would love to give the names and promote them. Shit, but I backed those too. It's just, oh God, what's his name? Red somebody is his name. He's he's around all the time. Anyway, his book. He was awesome.
Someone else's. Another person.
Nice.
The artist like Vinny Tartar.
Vinny Cardamella.
Yeah, it's his book.
I think his is it's not the Kraken, is it? It's
I bought that one though too.
All right.
That's the other one I got.
And then Adam Post has the Mermaids. It said that last I heard, it's probably changed significantly since, but somebody reported that in 2021, within the first 4 months of 2021, Comicsgate's released about 53 titles. So, that's freaking insane.
That's,
really cool.
that's a great turnout.
Yeah. You may have heard last year, Comicsgate was had an arbitrary goal. EVS, or Ethan Van Sciver, was suggesting we make it a goal to try and hit was it 10 million in crowdfunding profits, or 10 million total in crowdfunding dollars. And by the end of 2020, I think we hit about 8 million, 6 or 8 million. But it was pretty impressive for, the first solid year of all kinds of titles coming out. Welcome, Dark Give Comics. Hey, Anthony. What's up, peeps? Matt Inouye says, honestly, the weirdest movie I watched about mental illness was Horse Girl.
Now I need to know about this.
Well, the one I like about mental illness is Welcome to Me, the Kristen Wiig one, where she wins the lottery. Yeah, she's just like she had a mental break at some point, so she is not together, but she wins like the multi-million-dollar jackpot, and she pays to have her own TV show made about all the people that wronged her. It's a great movie.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, man. That's really good. She's a really good actress.
I feel like Dion would like Horse Girl.
He might be.
Into it.
Yeah.
He'd be into it.
So the 10 million across Comicsgate. So that was last year, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if EVS declared another goal or if we're going to shoot for 10 million this year.
Well, I can throw my hat in now for 2021. This is my first project of 2021. So
yeah, very, very cool. Toxic Masculinity says, I got off work early and the feeling in my hands is returning. I was a teacher, but now I'm a plumber. Laying pipe is better than shaping minds.
I agree.
Well,
it's hard work, though. I mean, I'm no plumber, but I kind of helped out when we had this project in California, where I'm originally from.
Oh.
And Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area. We had a project where the main line sewage backed up and burst our pipes under the house.
Oof.
So when we hired a crew to get the terracotta pipes replaced, I helped out with a bunch of the digging to get under the pipe and all that stuff. And that's, physical labor. Oh yeah, I'm sure it does pay more too.
Yeah, I heard that. I like my coaching though. I like shaping minds via fencing because when the kids piss me off, I can make them do push-ups.
Yeah, I had moments. I studied martial arts, Taekwondo, and occasionally, if I beat the instructors, I forget the Korean term for instructor. It's not sensei, I don't think. But anyway, if I was the highest ranking student in the class before class was scheduled to start, then I would start leading the class. So that was quite cool.
That's neat. I like that. We used to have all kinds of things. Like we would, we wanted to show up the other fencers because we were the saber crew. We'd not like the foilists. So we had a rule that we all had to be dressed. When it came time to suit up, we all had to be dressed before the foilists did. If any of the foilists beat us out, we had to all do as a collective group, all do 20 push-ups. And because we would not be shamed that way.
That's cool. What's the difference between a foilist and a saber?
Oh my God, so much more than I can even start to get into right now. I'm going to make videos maybe one day on all this stuff for people. When I start my club, I'm going to make all kinds of fencing related videos. I might start a new channel just about fencing. So I'm going to do a whole series on like how to be a good fencing mom. But yeah, I will write, books also one time on this stuff because there's got to be a way to translate this and do this the easy way. But the simplest difference is like saber fencers are barbarians and foilists are queer.
Okay, all right. Well, you could do something similar to what Bruce Lee and his wife did. When he was injured and immobilized, his wife made it a point to tell Bruce, hey, you tell me all about what Kung Fu is. tell me all about Jeet Kune Do and how you do it, and I'll write the book.
Nice.
So, yeah, you can basically teach Jeff to do that as he takes notes.
There you go.
Take Jeet Kune Do, cool. The 1 inch punch.
Yep, exactly. Jason says, "Why is this the craziest?" You might say that. You're the promoter. I go kind of crazy with my, like, I differ from other CG promoters in that while some they get a lot of guests all at once on the same stream and they take turns, and there's everyone gets like 5 to 10 minutes to shell their project. I tend to go one-on-one and try and do a deeper dive, and a lot of my promotional streams go 2.5 hours or more.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's not just about, it's not just, oh, sell the books, you're here to buy books. It's not like you're not running a live catalog. You're not running like fucking shopping network here. You're giving people an opportunity to get to know the product, but also the people who create it. And, you know, it's a community that's based more on than just the work that's being done, but supporting each other, supporting the artists. And so it's great. It's awesome that you give people a platform, an opportunity to express that part as well.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest parts about our community, how everyone is so eager to help each other out, to help each other avoid mistakes that were made on previous aspects of their own campaigns, and, you know, genuinely wanting to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
And, you know, top their last project, and in the end fulfill their dreams. A lot of people, well, myself included, have IPs that they've been sitting on and dwelling on for upwards of 10, 20 years. And CG and indie comics in general has opened up, you know, woken people up to the idea that, you know, gone are the days of relying on the big two, Marvel and DC. Now you can see for yourself, you know, people who never thought they had the wherewithal to begin with, going out, promoting, creating a platform, building an audience, and releasing their own books. And it's just a sight to behold. It's pretty darn amazing.
It is. It's really cool what you can do now with independent creation.
Oh yeah, it's the future. I know the internet's taken away a lot of our liberties, and that's one of the stories I'm working on for future, cheap plug. But it also has opened up commerce to everybody, and you know, you got to weigh the good and the bad. And I think we're in this really good, this golden age of what you can do on your own. I mean, Stealing Solo's just me. I wrote it, I drew it, I inked it. I didn't color it, but my colorist lives somewhere else. I just did. I mean, without the internet, this project wouldn't exist. And then, you know, you do the right things, boom, here comes a box of books, and then you just mail it out. So it's so cool. You did talk about fulfilling dreams. I had given up on the comics dream because everyone's like, oh, comics don't make money. They're a waste of time. Nobody in my... Okay, everyone except my mom thought it was a waste of time. So I got to say, like, everyone was really down on it. My grandma, who I love dearly, was always like, those funny books are a waste of your money. I'm like, Grandma... No, she passed away, sadly. She didn't realize that the first campaign, you know, how well it did, and now this one is going to top that. Like, so she didn't realize that comic funny books actually, you know, pay the bills and are actually a reality. But the reason I'm so excited about this is I fell into the YouTube thing. I always wanted to do comic books. I've been, you know, Stealing Solo may be my first book that people have heard about from me, but I just did a project I worked on years ago, just saw print. It's called Everlasting Survivors. I think that's on Etsy. If you're curious to find out, you can get that. I think it ships in like a day or two. But, you know, like I've been doing comics and other stuff for a long time, but it was always like this out of reach dream. It's like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to do comics. I can do other stuff, maybe do comic book stuff. And then YouTube happened, and, you know, being on the High Council with Ethan and stuff, I was like, wait, I can do this. And then now we're here. So it's cool because I'm treating Stealing Solo as a start to a business. You know how Ethan has his all caps comics, and there's other imprints within. You know, it's not really it's not Image where there's imprints within it, but it's the community and everyone's got their own studios per se. You know, I want to start myself off. I don't have a name yet, but this book starts that, and then it builds from there. So like I already know where I'm going for this year, and then probably the next 3 or 4 years, I'm kind of already lined up in my head where I want to go. So.
Nice.
I'm excited to get in front of more eyes in the community because everyone's like, you drew this? People thought I like sourced it out, like the High Council cover at the bottom of the thing. I'm like, no, I drew that myself. Like, I appreciate the compliment that it looked so good you didn't think I could do it. But yes, I drew every page of the book is drawn by me. I drew the cover. Yes, Anna painted the other cover, but I did pencil, the original layout for her. So I mean, all of the stuff is very much, a one guy job. And it's cool, not because I did all the work myself, but it's me trying to replicate the world I inhabit, the world-class bullshitters and our jokes and the community and the Fandom Menace. And it's cool that it worked. Like I read like Kendo, he's in the book. He's so proud of it. His buddy read a copy. He's like, this sounds like you wrote your own dialogue and stuff. And so he didn't though. But I take satisfaction in being able to like use the skills I have to represent and tell a story about us as a community, the Fandom Menace. The branding, the Fandom Menace edition works perfectly because this story, Stealing Solo, is a response to The Force Awakens. It's, literally me walking out of a theater going, what did I just see? And then the rest of the story is as follows. I don't like to spoil it. Plus, I'm new to dropping hints about stories, so I don't want to ruin stuff. I want everyone to I don't want to be J.J. Abrams and be vague and stupid, but I also there's
Don't want to be Anna.
There's twists.
That's spoilers,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, yeah. Like a joke is great when you don't know it's coming. And I've had the luxury of watching people read this book and they laugh every time I've had somebody read the book. Jesse on the Airplane was the first person I ever saw read the book, and I wasn't interrupting anything. We gave a copy to her friend Ginger. She's cracking up just sitting on the couch reading it. And somebody else, I can't remember who the last person was. Here,
wasn't it just Kim here the other day?
Yeah. So it's a satisfying thing. It's a fun experience. It's a lot. Like I know I just said a lot of different things, but it's starting to cycle what all of this means now. It's cool. I always wanted to do this shit. Now, like I said, we have the means, the resources, and the online support through the hashtags and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. We learned earlier that Jesse's stand-up comic and actress, fencer. Without doxing yourself, Jeff, do you have like a regular, quote-unquote, regular 9 to 5? Or are you YouTubing? Oh, nice.
Yeah, YouTube for years has been a legit job for me. I'm very fortunate. So
that's sweet.
Yeah, that's the fun part. Like that's how Stealing Solo kind of was able to be created because I had to pay people to do the work. So luckily YouTube was a job and I just funneled that right into that. Because again, the comic was the dream and the YouTube was an awesome dream, an awesome surprise luxury that has continued to grow and I love to do. It's funny. I feel guilty when I'm working on art stuff because I'm like, well, YouTube, I really do like it. I know it's not this person that does anything for us, but I enjoy the writing, the creativity. I just wish I had more time. Like there's a weird time window where if you don't release your videos on a schedule, you just get screwed over. So now the schedule's gotten even tighter that I don't even have the time to put in all the visual gags and do stuff. It's not that I'm lazy or don't want to. It's that you get penalized for if your videos are too long now. Your videos, it's so weird. It's like, if you want, I will scream in a microphone for 10 minutes and 3 seconds and give you the algorithm equivalent of what your wet dream is. And then, but, like I like the artistry behind it, the creativity. That's why sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 days to get on a topic. It's like, look, I got to get a take, have fun with it, and make the thing. So
yeah.
And that's how I kind of treat the art too. Now, to answer, other questions about myself, on the podcast, I'm very open about who I am, where I came from, all that stuff. So I'm always safe, but I'm always open to talk about stuff. So, like I said, prior to YouTube, I was doing art professionally, making the convention circuit. I was doing horror shows because I thought, okay, here's the way I got into the convention scene.
Mhm.
I went to these conventions and I saw the worst piece of fan art ever. Hear me out. It wasn't that it was the most poorly drawn piece of fan art. It was the dumbest concept ever. It was Michael Myers holding a knife with a girl in a bikini on her knees in front of a car in front of the house. It wasn't even the station wagon from the movie. And I went, what is this? And I looked at my cousin and I said, what is this? And he goes, I don't know. And I looked around. I'm like, I should do some stuff like this and get a table and see what happens. So that's exactly what I did.
Oh my gosh.
And what I wanted to do was bring like a cleaner style to horror art because I'm I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this. I'm like a student of art when it comes to like the classic guys, the old brush masters. I'm trying to think. My favorite inker is like a Jim Mooney or somebody that inks over Ramita. I like nice, clean artwork. And that's really what I'm shooting for personally and with my style. As you see, see that. As you can see, like with covers and stuff, I don't do a lot of hatching. I don't do stuff like that. I always like the clean, trying to represent the form, with as little lines as possible and let color fill and create this like really unique look. And so that's why I did the horror thing, because I was like, it needs to be cleaned up. And so that's how I was living for a while. And it worked. It was cool. You go to the right show, you bring home a couple $1,000s in a weekend. Sometimes you can bring back nothing. But, it's how it works. It was fun. It was exciting. And as that started to wind down, the podcast happened. And then, that's really just been my professional life. I'm 32. I graduated college a little later because I had to transfer for financial reasons. And, that's it. In high school, I worked as a fast food guy. It was nothing exciting. I would draw on napkins and receipts. And I studied How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way book forward and backwards. And then I learned very little from it because all I wanted to do was how to draw Spider-Man. And so here's the thing about me as an artist too. My anatomy that I learned how to draw all these years, I would get the books, what's his name? Bern Hogarth or the Brigman's Guide to Anatomy and all that fun shit. I would draw the picture, the pose, and then I turn it into Spider-Man every time. Like that's how I learned to draw. That's why I know the comic book industry is what it is, but if it ever falls apart fully, I would still love to draw Spider-Man professionally. That would be so cool. It's like a bucket list thing because that's really the impetus for like all of this stuff was just the love of that character and that show and the movie. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know why, but I'm invested. And so that would be cool. But art's always been a big part of who I am. That's when people say like, what are your hobbies? Drawing. I can show you. I got sketchbooks, probably about 6 feet high of sketchbooks, binders full of old art, stuff like that. It's not worth putting online yet, but if you can find my old social media accounts, you can find me on DeviantArt, you can find me on Instagram, which I still currently use, but like the old art's out there, you can see the evolution of where I was and where I am now. So if that sort of stuff interests people, because like I said a moment ago, enough people didn't realize how much of the book, all of it that I did. So I'm just trying to use the time to let people know that there's more than just stealing solo. And if you like that, there's going to be more too. So
nice. Let me catch up on chat here. Toxic masculinity suggests chicken soup, drink the broth, orange juice, hot showers, drink lots of water, eat something sugary, and sleep as much as possible. Yeah, that's all very good advice. I would do some of it, but I wasn't always the best, to be quite honest. And I have a weird habit. Most of my career is in IT. I love art. I love drawing, but most of my career has been in IT, doing desktop troubleshooting, Windows and Mac. So I'm one of those goofy, nerdy people who can work a 40-hour job in front of a computer and then go home, and then I'll use my home computer. And then I'm done with my home computer. It's time to go to bed. I'll hop on my smartphone. So, and so consequently, that combined with the fact that I have I was doing all kinds of hardcore streaming to where sometimes I'd stream 8 to 16 hours a day. It didn't lead to much sleep. I'm not always the best at drinking lots of water. Sometimes I am, but not always.
I'm bad at hydration. Like, I have no excuse. You can see the kitchen's right behind us, and I have a table that's behind here that I'm working at. So it's like, just turn my body, but sometimes I get lost in channel work or whatever I'm doing.
Right. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Unhinged Entertainment, Jason says WyzGyz. Yeah, he's a good creator.
That was his book I bought, Sunsworn.
Oh, yeah. Sunsworn. Did you do the first campaign where it's a legit novelization in a big old book?
I didn't. I'm really behind. I remember Comicsgate like at the very beginning before it was really Comicsgate. I bought Cyberfrog. I got Antonio Bryce's book, Brand or something like that.
Yeah.
So like really, really early stuff. Then I just was super busy with the channel. Like the channel was, is a full-time gig, and it has grown, so much over, ever since I started doing anything with the book.
Out here too,
yeah, and I moved out here and all this stuff. So I'm getting caught up with a lot of the creators. I'm trying to, make friends with everybody because it's a cool thing. I look at it like this. In my mind, we're like Image Comics, but on a larger scale. And I love the old Image Comics story about the guys, they got together and they let old Marvel screw off. And, it didn't end well for everybody, but it really did change the world of entertainment. And I think that's where we're at now on a different scale. Yeah, we're not buying the hype machine, we don't have Malibu's press and we don't have this and all that. We're like creating on a larger scale, but with different channels. So yeah, maybe Spawn hit, whatever, but Cyberfrog is hitting that same metric in a quicker way too. He's got action figures and shit already. So I mean, it's so unique. Again, I don't think we can ever have this kind of community because this is it. Like the digital version of this is forever. Like there's nowhere else to go unless there isn't really, unless you're gonna beam a book into someone's head and it's still to draw it and create it.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's really cool to be on the forefront of something.
It is. It's so exciting. Jason says Shadow of the Kraken is Vinny. Yep. That's a good looking book too. And Anthony says WyzGyz did Sunsworn, as you guys mentioned. Yeah, the first campaign was the novelization and then the visual companion by Carla Tornielli. This new campaign is the graphic novel version of Sunsworn, like the continuing story. And then after this campaign fulfills, then he's going to do a second novelization. So it's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Toxic Masculinity says Buffalo Jeff.
You know what? Hold on. I'll do it. If you don't mind, I'll do it for Toxic Masculinity.
Go for it.
Hello, Toxic Masculinity from Buffalo Jeff. By stealing solo or else.
There you go.
What the?
I can only imagine what that sounded like for everybody else.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
All I heard was Jeff mumbling into a microphone that I was starting to feel jealous of.
Oh, jeez.
Bush, baby cat, and you feeling like you need some attention? Baby cat needs some love. This is Han Solo. He was my first cat.
Nice. How old is he now?
He's 8.
Oh, wow.
Good boy.
Yep. I never had a kitty before him. But he is really
cool.
That's when I got a cat. I was like, these fuckers can live up to 20 years. Who do I want to be my constant companion for the next 20 years? And I was like, obviously Han Solo.
Yeah. I love cats.
Please live longer than 20 more years.
Yeah, same to you.
Love cats, love dogs. Anthony says 10 million across Comicsgate. Yep. We hit about 7 million, he says.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Good. That's amazing.
That's more success than most of the actual comic book industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fact. Toxic Masculinity says, tell Dion all about Horse Girl, but play Dark Fate for him instead.
Oh, so we want him to have a good time.
That's not fair. You probably putting on Dark Fate and put on Horse Girl instead.
Let's see. Is it pronounced Chico Stevenson?
Chico Stevenson.
Hey, buddy, what's up,
Chico?
man?
I've never heard of Horse Girl. What is that? It's supposed to be a film about mental illness.
Yes,
Yep.
this is what we're told. But I'm really curious now.
We're all learning this together.
I want to learn more. So
You want to watch it?
right? I just want to watch this movie now.
You want to watch it, Helen?
I suppose.
Absolutely. Jason says, I always have a great time on WyzGyz's streams. Oh, thank you.
So far, so good.
Always fun having you. Yeah, I whenever I can, I tend to have creators on, especially on the books I heavily promote, a couple times a month at least.
Mm-hmm.
So you promote the creator during their early sign up pre-launch campaign during the mailing list stage. Mm-hmm. And then you have them on again during funding, and then again while in demand, and again at closeout. So whenever possible, as often as possible. Chico Stevenson says, I've independently written 2 books and I'm working on a 3rd. Oh, impressive.
Nice.
Never believe people that tell you that you can't do something.
Damn straight. I didn't know you wrote books, Chico Stevenson.
Let us know where we can get them. Are they on Amazon?
I saw you when you put that up there. I was like, you got to tell us where to get those. So you got to tell us these things, Chico. I want to buy your book.
Absolutely. Yeah, spread the word so you can get in on this. Kent is a 4-letter word.
Damn straight.
I thought the book was pretty funny.
Thank you.
Anthony has a question. I have a question, if I may. Yeah, by all means. Put it in chat. Let's see here. Toxic Masculinity says, and I thought drawing penises on people with henna was fun.
I mean, it sounds like a great time. That's what I would do during a game of Roofie Roulette, which I've still never played, but I invented and have never played. Roofie Roulette can be played one of 2 ways. So you get a group of people together, hopefully people you trust, in a safe space. And I don't mean like a safe space. I mean like literally a place where no one's going to die.
Right.
So one of 2 ways.
Secure location.
Either everyone takes a drink and only one of the drinks has roofies in it, or everyone takes a drink and all but one of the drinks have roofies in it.
Oh, shoot.
That sounds so boring if you're the one person that didn't get it, though.
Yeah, but then you get to pose everyone else and do all the things to their bodies.
See, it sounds funny to have me pass out, but at the same time, it'd be funnier if I didn't, because I could do the best posing. Everyone else would be like,
I guess you could do 50 people. You could mix up your range of how many people you want passed out and how many not. You could play, it's like Mafia. Like, do you have 2 Mafia? Like, depends how many people you have. Depends how many people you want roofied versus conscious.
Oh my gosh.
These are games that will be played at Jessi Fest in Australia one day.
Oh, Jessi Fest. All right.
It's happening. Raging Rhino has challenged me. No, fucking Lethal Lightning has challenged me to a fist fight at Jessi Fest. So I'm going to beat the shit out of
really?
Yeah, so I'm going to beat the shit out of Lethal Lightning in front of thousands of people one day.
Oh, man. He's going to be so embarrassed. Oh,
it's going to be awesome.
Man. He says, what on earth?
I think that was a response to me climbing over the couch.
Chico Stevenson, one of the few regrets I have in life is never learning to draw. Hey, no time like the present. I would say I draw like a 4-year-old, but that would be an insult to a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff might one day put out a how to draw book.
I taught Jessi some stuff and it really helped her quickly.
Really, honestly, Jeff's a couple of days, I've been like, I can't draw people. I would say the same thing. Like, I can't draw for shit, especially not people. Jeff was like, we'll do this and this. And then I'm like, oh my God, okay. So,
I changed up my method of drawing today.
Yeah.
That's what you're on your Live It stream. I was like, I usually draw with a lot of circles. I was like, I'm going to use squares and different geometric shapes. And I was like, oh, much better range of fluidity. So I was just having fun with that.
How about that?
Yeah, sometimes I watch, drawing videos and see how people implement different styles. And one of them talked about blocking out an image. If you're trying to copy an image of, say, a polar bear, you just look at the lines, take a moment and focus on the image. look at what composes the picture. What are the major lines that form the image? And then you take one line at a time and translate it to your notebook. And that was pretty sweet. And I don't know if you've ever seen it, because when I was learning to draw and teaching myself, I used to get a bunch of books from the library, but there was a series called Ed Emberley.
Haven't heard of it.
It was basically children's how to draw books. So it had like a series of, let's say you want to draw a dinosaur. So, all right, here's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, what you're going to be drawing. And then here are all the basic shapes you use and how to connect them together. So that was something I grew up with. Yeah, if you want to learn to draw, just do it.
Yeah.
There are tons of YouTube videos and tons of Comicsgate promoters and creators who are doing drawing streams and have so much input and feedback on how to do it.
That's right.
But Manui says, I can't draw for shit either.
Just if you can draw circles, you can draw most stuff in comic books. Like you can dodge a ball. No, there's a really easy way. If you can draw a series of circles, you can draw like superheroes and shit. And it's not all those how to draw books skip a couple steps where it's like step 1 and then it's like step 4. But if you step 1, 2, and 3, the rest is really easy. So that's what I've been teaching Jessi, because it just, you think of like a shape and the volume of it and where it is in space, and like a circle, literally, it's the the light is what changes its dimension, like that. So if you can draw the circle and build off that, it like helps create a 3D thing quickly. So
no, it's cool.
It's a weird technique that I just kind of figured out. That's what I used for the book. It worked.
There you go. Evidence is the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was also this TV program. I don't remember if it was on PBS or whatever, but it was called Let's Draw.
Oh.
And the guy implemented a lot of circles that he converted into spheres and tubes. And he
was it Bruce Blick?
I'm sorry?
Was the host Bruce Blick?
I think so. And
I used to watch that show all the time, if that's the same show we're talking about. I loved that show. I forgot it existed until right now.
And he made a lot of, he drew a lot of space stations and things like that.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I think the same show. It was just a really cool how to draw show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They would put it up, they would turn it on the TV in our school, and we would do a drawing session like every day or something like that. That kind of stuff is so fun.
Yeah.
Matanui says, Horse Girl was some movie on Netflix I watched last year and didn't like all that much.
Now I'm curious. I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Now.
After Oscar movies.
Now, Anthony says, I'm sure you may have been asked, and I just haven't heard. And this isn't a gotcha question. I'm super patient and understand the ups and downs of crowdfunding. That said, as a backer of the first campaign, I know that replacements were mentioned as being shipped to those that got the first ones mailed. Were those ever shipped, or is that still a plan?
Yes.
Those were shipped. Now, if you backed at the basic level, those books had been mailed out last year.
Long time
last year.
Yeah.
So if you're just the first regular backer, I mailed those out starting last summer.
So if you were only back to the basic book and you didn't get that, let us know. Contact us separately with your number, your shipping number,
because those have all been
because
sent.
those were sent out ages ago. That said, some of the later things, so we got all those sorted out and then went into going to get all the merchandise for the higher tiers after dealing with that snafu, and COVID hit. So it has been
actually they've been mailed today.
Yes.
If you go on the World Class Bullshitters official Twitter page, you see a very, very happy customer who got their book, their shirt, this hat, all sorts of stuff. So that is out there on social media right now for everyone.
Finally, after a lot of another printing error with the blank covers and the t-shirt people.
The best one.
That was the best.
The best reason for a delay ever.
Yes.
I went to order Stealing Solo t-shirts. They said everything's great. Then about 2 weeks later, I get copyright claim. Oh, we need to know that this is not a copyright claim against the Stealing Solo comic book, blah, blah, blah. Here, they were worried about getting sued from me about my own book. And I was like, really? And it's a nice thing to be at that level this early, and people are like, oh, I don't want to get sued because of this copyright issue. But it's like, it was such a hassle because the shit I had to send, I got pissed. At the end, I sent a bill of lading, something else, and something else. I said, there is literally nothing else to prove that this order was shipped to where I am. I have my lawyer. He will call you if you need shit. It was easier dealing. Well, I won't say that part, but it was not a nightmare. It was just annoying. But look, like our friend Superfan Adam Shawhan today, he got his JJ's mystery box, which includes the print, the poster, the hat, the shirt, the autographed.
I don't know if you guys noticed, by the way. This is the hat.
Yeah, this is the hat. The Stealing Solo hats that I've been wearing on streams.
So yeah, so basically,
Ooh, that's good.
So if you were one of those higher tiers, we finally were able to get a hold of all of the things necessary to do it. One of the things that delayed the shirts was initially we really wanted to go someplace local, find someplace locally and support a local business. And we're like, all right, well, COVID's going to be over any day now, right? It was like, we'll just wait another month and COVID will be over. We'll just wait another month and COVID will be over.
And then the books came.
Exactly. And then it was the books were so that, but eventually got to a point where everything else was here and had been sorted out. And it was like, all right, well, COVID's not fucking over. So we had Jeff had to find that. But yes, so if you were on one of the higher tiers, they're in the mail now. So
because all the first stuff was all just resent out.
Yeah.
Put the way with a better company. Exactly. And then so Dark Gift Comics presents. If it's like I said, if it's at a different tier, it's gonna be on its way. There's stuff here. Turn this to show the boxes and shit. Sorry for our apartment, but here is the shit. Like
so this is our fulfillment center over there.
So I mean, like it's all it's been sent. It's on its way. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And
but if you did happen to back in that first year and it was just the book and you never got the replacement book and you are in the US, which I know you are, do let us know. The internationals are going to be the last things that are going to get there. But if you are in the US and you only backed that first one, that goes for anyone else too. Those went out ages ago. So if you did not get yours replacement at the basic tier, please let us know.
Yeah, it just sent an email to wcbscomics@gmail.com. I made that brand new for this campaign and to make sure that people could contact us for any of them, for any issues. And like I said at the beginning of this one, I said stuff would be all fulfilled before this campaign closed. And there you go. People have it in hand and everything's been taken care of. Luckily, we'll be moving. The next fulfillment will be like that. We even have people volunteered for the next one. It's a party. We're going to stream everything so people can come watch it. It'll be, I don't have to sign the comics this time. That
mistake. First mistake.
Yeah, biggest mistake I ever made is like, here's folks. Yeah, seriously, if you're like, what should I learn? Don't offer an autograph tier if you have a surprisingly large order. Because here's the thing about it too. I'm weird. I love comic books. I love autographs, but I don't like when you get your cover autographed. I feel like it's disrespectful to the cover artist. There should be one name on it, and it's whoever drew it. So like Ramita, I just want to see Ramita on the side. I don't need to see Stanley. I love him to death, but I mean, come on, those go on the inside of the book. So the way Stealing Solo is formatted, there is a section at the back because it's not just a comic. Stealing Solo is a graphic novel. It's 100. The original one is like 92 pages. This one's a little beefier. It'll be around 110, maybe more, but nothing like guaranteed. But like this is a full graphic novel, and I didn't want to sign the cover because I'm opposed.
It's a book.
It's a book. So I'm opposed to like ruining that integrity.
It just feels like when you get a book signed by an author, even they sign the inside cover, it's got like a spine and everything.
Yeah, these were the replacement books that went out. Yeah. But the thing is, I don't like ruining the integrity, so I wanted to put something extra in the back. So I made a little segment for autographs, and I had to go into each one of the books and sign this section. And so it's not a problem, but you do it and you're like, okay, which page is it? And every time I'd open to Nick and I'd be like, no, I'm not Nick, and then I'd sign it and do the thing. So
I wonder if anyone's gonna end up with a Nick page signed by you.
Never made that mistake.
I doubt it.
Oh man, but if you did make it,
I did write to one person hello, like one person's book says hello, and then it says Jeff Hicks underneath it. I do that.
Oh man.
You're the book poster tier. Wait, What is your name? You keep calling him Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Do you have it right? Is it right?
Hold on. I'm not going to dox you in the slightest bit. Do not worry. But you might be right here. Maybe are you on the? Wait, are you on the one on the thing? I would laugh if he's literally the one person I put their sticker on.
That would be so.
No, it's James Woods. These must be right there. Okay, I would say that'd be hilarious if you were just right
This
here.
is right there. So there you go.
Wait, does he? That's not. He's not Midnight Sea Productions, is he?
No, Darker Comics.
Oh, Dark. I was like, oh, oh shit. So that person by multiple. Who is that person?
But yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, so if you were the book poster tier, the very last ones, that's the very last thing going out, and the very last ones of those are going out by the end of the weekend. So yeah, so if you are at one of those tiers that had additional merch and perks with it, if you haven't received it by the time this campaign closes,
he's book poster, not both books poster.
I think just book poster.
Yeah, then he's not. That's not
Okay,
him.
no, he's
I'm not pulling out. He wouldn't have been there anyway. So
Okay,
book
yeah,
poster. That's the 100 and
Oh,
whatever.
that's the double book.
I mean,
post, the
yeah,
both
your
covers.
books are right here.
Oh, Anthony Romani. We're
Okay.
gonna look for you when we send you out. I might put a smiley face on your envelope.
I'll give you a WCBS sticker on your envelope. Just
Oh, yeah.
remind me for them.
Yeah.
Because a couple people got the WCBS action figure sticker put on there. So if you got one of those on your mailer, you were
You're
special.
extra special.
There's a couple
You're
of listeners
loved.
that have been around since the beginning that are still there every week. This guy named Justin B. So I'm just like, Justin, sticker
Sticker
for you.
You get a sticker. And you get a sticker.
Yeah, so you're like on the very tail end of fulfilling the first campaign, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just getting that. And like I said, now that change of first off, I moved right after all that. Like I had planned to
It was
move
like, yeah,
across
it's
the
fulfilled,
country.
it's done, and then you moved. And
Yeah, because so that happened after all that shit. I had been planning to move. My grandma was diagnosed again with cancer literally days later. So it was a shit time. I didn't tell this publicly because I didn't want people to think it was some excuse or some bullshit.
Right.
I read the crap that was being said, which was all dumb and wrong. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this be. And then I moved and she died. And then I came back to Ohio and had all this shit to deal with. But eventually, it all got, taken care of. Thankfully, my grandma can't die again. I'm not going to move across the country again.
Just across the block.
Yeah, just across the block. So my point is, here's the thing. I said this starts to ship out this summer. I have already I got the pre-press shit ready, the cards ready, the book. I got a fucking quote from the printer already.
For the trading cards.
Yeah, the trading cards are cool. I'll talk about them in a second. Like I am beyond ready to just get this one out. Because Stealing Solo has been awesome, but I'm ready to. I have Woke Busters next, the trading cards, tons of stories to tell that aren't, Fandom Menace related or comic, Star Wars related. I want to do my end goal would be anthology as a quarterly series. If I could get that and that was a good way of life, that'd make me the happiest. I love short stories and like EC books, couple serialized things here and there, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I love your anthology stories too. They're fun. They're very, very Twilight Zone-y and creepy.
Wait, you weren't going to do a three trilogies worth of Stealing Solo?
I do have a trilogy of this story that if there's demand one day I can tell it. There's a Mark Hamill related one and then a really off the walls batshit insane one. And the thing is, they get crazier. The first Stealing Solo is funny, but the next one is a little more depraved. And then the next one I won't talk about because I don't want people to think I'm a masochist. So it gets crazier. There is a trilogy for this, but parody comics are fun. But I like, my favorite kind of comics are adventure or action.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do. My goal in the next, let's say, 5 years is to hit all the major genres. Do a horror, do a sci-fi, do a fantasy, bring back romance and do a romance book. Just to do all these different books and just like create this anthology of just stories. Mm-hmm. Now, if superheroes are on the table, I can draw them. I love them. I'm into them. If I created a superhero and it took off, sure, I'd love to be, whatever he would be called, man. It's fun. Who doesn't like superheroes?
Definitely call him whatever he'd be called, man.
Whatever he'd be called, man.
Go on board with whatever he'd be called, man.
That actually would work. It's whatever he'd be called, man. It'd be meta and self-aware. But yeah, I love all that stuff. I also am having fun creating like a WCBS house style, meaning like, you know, my style, and it's cool to be in this position because creating comics is cool. The audience is cool. They understand like, they understand when you get on these weird artistic tangents. They also understand when you create something really out there and, you know, stick with you. It's just a fun thing to have.
It's like the audience lets you be an artist.
Yeah.
You know,
it's great.
It's cool because I've noticed that. I'm noticing that on my channel too, and especially I'm over on Live It Now, which is shameless plug for Live It. Go over on there to Live It and subscribe to me there and follow me and watching my streams. But I've started to realize that about me, you know, there's some people on you in the Fandom Menace are more journalists, and some people are more personalities. You know, some people are here for the, you know, because they traffic in information, and other people traffic in je ne sais quoi, you know, like Jeremy's someone who does a little bit of both, right? Jeremy's it started with the information. Actually, Jeremy's more the personality guy, you know. Whereas someone like Gary is always bringing you a scoop, you know. And he's got the personality, he's got the all that stuff there, but he's always bringing you a scoop. He's the information first, and Jeremy's a personality, and then you have your artists, and Ethan very much embodies that, where he's not here to tell you the scoop. He's not here. He's sometimes here to be looked at and wave his hands around. But I noticed that first right off the bat is when you engage with Ethan, you live in Ethan land. You know, you play by his rules.
There's a lot of pie there, though. So
I'm very happy to visit.
Oh yeah.
And I realized that's an artist, right? Artists don't communicate themselves to you. Artists invite you into their world. They invite you into their sandbox and ask you to play with their toys, but have to show you how the toys work because they fucking made them up. And that was like, I mean, you're in a weird space because you're like both of those things, you know. You have like, you very much peddle information. You write very, very thoughtful, researched videos, but then you have a whole culture on the podcast and the show that's like nothing else anywhere on the internet.
That's why no matter how many books I sell, I could sell literally 1 million comics through Indiegogo. I'd make 20 million bucks or some shit like that. I'd still do the podcast. I love that shit. That's why I was doing it for free, and I get to get paid for it. But like that is my favorite thing. That and the comic are like me as a person on air.
Yeah,
or on paper.
And me, I'm just like, this is my sandbox, and these are my toys. And if you don't like them, get the fuck out.
Anthony says, I'm going to bring back the old PBS drawing show called Cover to Cover. Oh.
Nice.
Hey, let me know. I want to be on an episode with you. I'm so like ready to make the next campaign. So I've just been like drawing just to remember how much I love it.
Yeah.
And so next campaign, not the trading cards, but the next comic campaign, I fully intend to do more drawing streams because I'm upgrading my equipment after stealing Solo 2. I'm going to get, I'm going digital still because I like the ease and the expedition. I can't even say the right words. Expediency of the process. But I'd like to be able to show people because I watch drawing videos myself for fun. I used to watch Ethan. That's how we got connected. That's how all the Fandom Menace stuff really started the way it did, is because I was watching his regular YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I commented and he said, we should do a collaboration. And then literally the rest is, it was that basic. It was, we should do a collaboration. And then at the end of the stream, he goes, this was fun. We should do it again. I go, yeah, we should. And here we are. So, I mean, it's so funny how these things pop up and start.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Chico Stefani Stevenson. I think you were talking about Bob Ross. What was the name of that guy that used to paint? I saw him a couple times as a kid, and for some reason I still remember him. Bob something.
Bob Ross.
I was watching that this morning.
I would watch him too.
Oh, good old Bob Ross.
Um,
We had Bob Ross Fun Dip the other day. It was exciting.
oh, did you?
It was
Yes,
delicious
it
too.
exists.
Very sugary. Anna would have been happy.
Anna would have loved it.
I don't know if you watched her PO box opening streams, but I've sent her several fan mail packages, and 2 or 3 of them consisted of loads of those Bob Ross palette sugary.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. It was so
Yes.
fun. It was a
Oh
little
my God,
brush.
yes. Yep.
Yeah,
I would love to say Bob Ross is an inspiration for my art, but I can't. It'd be a lie. I just like the show. It's fun.
yeah.
Kick back
It's,
episodes.
it's always so calming and soothing.
Enjoy the happy trees, the happy sun.
No, not to be hyperbolic, but Bob Ross is kind of like a magic show because it's like, how does this palette knife swipe turn into a rooftop of a house, and then how does the other swipe turn into a snowy rooftop? Oh my God, the trees are happy. Like I'm just watching this go down like this, and oh my, wow, it's art. Like those videos, have you watched the street art videos where the person takes like a piece of paper, then they put this like random cover over it, and they spray it, and then they do this and all this shit, and at the end of the video, it's like outer space and all this cool
Oh man, I've seen that.
That stuff.
I've seen there are like street artists that do that, and you can buy a spray can painted image of outer space, and it's trippy how they do that.
Yeah, we'll spin it.
Dude, that stuff blows my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a slight variant on that. There's this guy we have in Comicsgate named Stencil Artist Deanne, and he does this epic looking artwork using stencils and spray paint, and he's got himself. He's in the UK, and he's got himself like a little spray booth. I think he might have fabricated himself, but he does some cool looking stuff. Let's see here. He sold, actually, his wife, Charlie's London, sold one of his pieces of William Shatner that he did. So he did, Captain Kirk, and then he took it to one of those conventions and had William Shatner sign it, and then they sold that piece. And man, I'm so bummed I missed out on that. That was on one of Ethan's auctions. But yeah, cool stuff.
Nice.
Anthony says, good to know. That was my next question. I'll have to check what level I backed at. The best way to get a hold of you both is via DM. Should someone need to, or is there an email address?
yeah. WCBScomics@gmail.com is the best for this stuff.
Comics related. Anything comic related.
Yep. And then after this campaign closes and stuff, I'll figure out a company name and get the website and treat it like that. So just for now, that'll be WCBScomics@gmail.com.
All right. Yeah. And as you guys saw earlier, he just checked. He got the book and poster tier.
So that'll
Yeah.
be coming your way any day now.
Yeah, that'll be. It's just I had to get. This is how boring this can be at times. It's like, oh, I have all the art prints in poster tubes. They're ready to go. Oh, these labels are too big. They wrap too much around it. So then I have to wait a couple days to get like slightly smaller poster tube labels. It's dumb stuff like that. Like I can't wait till I'm at the level where it's like, this book made so much money. Now somebody else do it. Here's your payment. Like I'm aching for those days where I can just send digital files off and then everything gets magically sent. Like I will pay that. I'm happily ready to pay for that.
Yes.
He says it'll be under Anthony Romano.
All right.
Greg Masters, welcome. Sam is the new Cap in Captain America 4. Oh, okay. Is that right?
Is that a fact, or is that the speculation?
That's not speculation.
Huh?
Well,
I know he's
no Fandango put out an announcement for
official.
the movie.
That's the
movie.
so that's
Like,
it's been the official announcement.
Yeah, it's the official announcement. Captain America 4.
Oh, cool.
With Anthony Mackie.
Well, there you go.
So we knew it was
I mean, we knew it was going to
we
happen.
haven't seen the last episode yet, so
But
spoiler free. I can't wait to watch it. I actually am interested to see if the show will die.
yeah. Now I think that said, depending on how the writing is for the movie, if they put Bucky in, I think those two can carry a movie together.
They should, because I shit you not, my number one thing, go back and listen to the podcast before Civil War. I don't care about the fight. how are Bucky and the Falcon going to interact with Captain America now that they are both around and both going to be good guys?
Yep.
I was a little disappointed when we got to Infinity War and they didn't have much to do.
Yeah.
But I get it.
But then we get a whole fucking show of it. So there you go.
I wish it was a little better.
Yeah. But I like I still like the interactions between the two of them. That's probably my favorite.
I'd watch them. I'd watch those two actors in a ton of shit. They have good chemistry.
They have really good chemistry, I think.
So you guys are enjoying Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
There are good things about it and there are bad things, and I think it's been walking a tightrope, and it's taking a lot of missteps off of that lately. So.
And how did you catch WandaVision at all?
Oh
Every
yeah,
episode.
yeah. That was. I like this better than that. I think this is
By a lot for me.
I think overall this is just a better, tighter story, better looking, more interesting, more compelling, better writing with the characters, all that stuff.
Okay.
WandaVision, I felt like was all over the place. The plot was unfocused. The characters were unfocused. Is a lot of things sprinkled in, a lot of build up to
Nothing.
very little payoff. Whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier so far has been like highs for me, like some highs, some mids, and some less lows. But the lows that it hits are like really okay. Why they stick like a sore thumb, like the obvious moments of wokeness, if you want to call it that. To me, it's just the heavy-handed. When you get heavy-handed with the messaging, I don't mind if a show wants to deal with racial issues. If that's what it wants to do, that's what it wants to do.
Right.
And for the most part, I think the show spent a lot of time walking that line pretty well. I keep saying I think this show's trying to be The Boys. I think it's trying to chase some of that. Oh, we can tell a story with nuance. We can show that everyone's a little bit the bad guy. And it's not doing it with quite as much grace. But I appreciate the attempt. The thing I keep saying is, to me, a lot of the show just hinges on how the show ultimately judges the character Carly, the Antifa chick, basically. Because, like I said, the guy who is the representative of the far right has had his day of reckoning and he has been judged harshly. She is the representative of the far left, and we have a lot of indications to let us feel like she is not a good person, not a good guy, not doing the right thing. However, she has not yet had her day of reckoning. And if that is not equally as severe, if not more so, because the things she's done are more heinous, then this show, to me, is really doesn't have its way.
Nope.
Anthony says, if you happen to have one of those save the date postcards left that you originally mailed, my dog ripped it off the wall and chewed it. Just saying.
Not out in California, but I think I wanted to do this for the campaign, but I don't know where they are, if they are still okay. Those messed up books that company fucked up and sent out, I was going to have a tier where I had I have like 25 of them left. I was going to put it in like that deluxe tier and let people be like, it's a joke, because it's, instead of it being the bane of my existence, why not make fun of it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to offer that. Like, I got one out here. I think it's right here.
I'd probably back that tier.
Yeah. If I ever find it, I'll do a special tier, because what I'm going to do is, the company that printed my blank cover variants made a mistake, and they printed one bad page, and so I had to get every book replaced. They already did; those have already been sent out. Like, people have the replacement fixed ones in their hands, but I have an inventory of books with one bad page. I'm gonna do a 90% discount or something stupid and just get rid of them for people that want to buy the comic for like $5 or something.
Oh, damn.
Literally just one bad page. I'm going to throw that up on an eBay store or something. Why put it in the dump? Why not let somebody read the story? You know, and if one bad page, you can get it emailed one day or something.
Exactly. That's actually what it should. You should come with a digital copy of the better page.
Yeah,
you can print it out.
Page 14 was damaged. But I gotta say, that company, man, the first place really colored my perception of what it means to do this independently, because of how shitty it was. But the people that replaced the replacement people and this other place that I just dealt with, man, there are a lot of cool people that. So what I'm trying to get at is, anybody that wants to do this, it seems like a daunting task. There are great publishing places and great places to get your products made. at an affordable rate at a professional level that you can trust. So like, always use these things as a learning experience. Like I didn't go, oh God, I'm done. Oh, I'm never going to do this. Fuck it. No, it sucked, but I learned how to run an entire thing. So
yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, so as like a learning experience, and the company you had worked with who screwed that part of the campaign up so bad, were they tasked with actually doing all the fulfillment, or specifically the shipping of it only?
They're supposed to print, ship, and fill the book. I put it like this. There was an arrangement made that I can't say their name, but I did get a partial refund. So if it wasn't a mistake, why would I get a refund? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I made an agreement and all this other stuff, so I legally can't say certain things, but
Right.
that's it. That's how it went down. And I was able to, I had to take losses, but now it's done. I will never use them again. That's the best I can say to people. It's like, I'll just never suggest them.
But I mean, in terms of like learning from that experience, is there something that might have avoided that from happening? Was there some kind of miscommunication, or
they presented themselves as somebody who was the number one at something?
They misrepresented themselves as a company, and they had like Jeff even showed that the website to me at one point. They have testimonies that back up their quality of shippers
from the Better Business Bureau
and all this shit, and they
even told me on the phone like, "Oh, comics aren't really our main thing." Then why would you put it on your site? Why are you the number one Google search? Why are you all of these things? Why do you have Better Business Bureau accreditation across the board? Like,
exactly.
So the point is, what I learned is go to TCI, where I'll never not go.
Yeah.
And just basically go there. They're out of Canada. They're great. I was recommended by another comic book professional. The quality of the book, I don't need to sell the people that already backed the first campaign. It's done. But like the shit they brought, when I say it like this, it's not a pejorative statement. It's like a Marvel or DC level quality book in terms of the paper and the stock and the cover, the glue they use on the spine. Like you hold it up. That's where I'm at with the pride thing. Cause it's like, I always wanted it to be this. That's what I paid for. That's what I ordered. Yeah. And now it's that. And so instead of like being embarrassed by that first thing, I'm just proud of the book. Like it's got an awesome bitchin' back cover. The one it was, like all this extra stuff had been added to it too. Like that was one of the things I really didn't have time to talk about with the replaced book. There was like a couple mistakes from an old piece of art. Everything was fixed. I had the book relettered, recolored some of the shit, like all of that stuff extra, like stuff that wasn't even asked of was put into the one that was replaced to the people to make it even that much better. So like the learning experience was, don't trust them. Like I
say the learning experience is that
hard to.
I would say the learning experience is that you cannot necessarily avoid getting burned. So the best ways to hedge yourself against something like that are to one, if you're lucky enough to have connections with who can point you in the right direction to do that, and just take Jeff's advice and go with TCI. But they're
nice people too.
But that also, if you do have a negative experience with fulfillment with someplace not doing right by your merchandise or comic, that they're not the only people out there, and that there are other people who are going to do it right.
Shit, if that happens to you, come talk to me. No one else is going to be that arm of it. Screw it. I had it happen. I'll tell you how to figure your way out of the shit. Just find a way to contact me, people. If you ever have that issue, I'm not hard to find. I mean, we have a very large presence. So
there you go. Greg Masters, welcome. Jessi should start a comic.
I have pitched an idea to her that she should write a backup story.
Yeah.
Because all the comics I'm going to do will be graphic novel size for the meantime, for a while, but that means backup stories. I love backup stories. And I said, Jessi, you should write one. So
yeah.
You mean something along the lines of an ash can, or
what was that?
Do you mean something along the lines of an ash can edition, or something like an extra story in the perfect bound book.
Yeah,
Extra story,
yeah. I'm of the mindset. Do you remember the old Marvel annuals where you'll get your story and then you'll get like your backup material? It might be a reprint or something else.
Uh-huh.
The way I like to do it is I don't have reprint material yet, but I had other unpublished art. And that's what's, in Stealing Solo as well as the comic. It's, more than that. But the next book and moving forward, I'm always going to create 1, maybe 2 backup mini stories, no more than 7 pages each. And that's what I'd like Jessi to write, just for fun. We'll see what's up.
No, that sounds cool. Anthony confirms that was Bob Ross. Everyone was talking about. Welcome, Not My Monkeys, Not My Circus. Hi, Chad.
Excellent name.
And Chico Stevenson. That was it. Thank you. I was getting the names in the wrong order or what. Then again, I was very young. I'm surprised I remember that. Yeah. I have a glitch. Says Stealing Solo 2, Electric Wookie Loo.
I like that name.
You should call it that.
Electric
Don't you
Wookie.
not have a name? You didn't have a subtitle for 2, did you?
I should call it Electric Wookie Loo.
You should.
Or Stealing Hamel. Madanui says,
Steal.
I gotta head out. I have another stream out, and I'm having trouble adjusting the volume, so I can't understand everything. All right, take it easy, Madanui. Thanks for being with us. That would have been funny as shit. Yeah, I just found a great place for blacklight wall tapestries for my campaign.
Well, that's a different perk.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, Ethan, he has his Blacklight Salamandroid poster on his one campaign, and Dark Gift for Hunting Alice has Blacklight wall tapestries.
That's badass.
See, I need to learn what's out there because the next campaign has stuff, but there's always room for neat new things. I have a lot of fun in this stage of the process. It's kind of dangerous though, because it's a business. You want to have your profit margins be high, but I'm like, oh man, this extra varnish on the cover looks so much cooler. Oh, shit. This trading card's cooler if it has this side varnish and this side for autograph. Like, I get lost in that. That's right. Not me.
Yeah, me too. I was telling you how I really got into Comicsgate, and as a promoter, part of me thought, I'm going to catch a lot of flack if I'm not backing the campaigns and putting my money where my mouth is. So I literally started backing a lot of campaigns. I'm up to somewhere around 210 backings.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna say 25 or something. Like, oh shit!
Yeah. So, and that's not necessarily 220 unique campaigns. A number of them are multiple backings of the same campaign, just different tiers.
Yeah.
So I went and I've been getting all this cool stuff, and you got metallic cards. If you go hit up Phoenix Animation, he does metallic bookmarks and metallic prints, and he's looking into a couple other things. One thing I'm considering doing once I get my ass in gear is hitting them up for metallic bottle openers with the imagery from the, your campaign.
I'll do that for Woke Busters. I want to do the tapestry thing. Dark Gift Comics presents. Are you on Facebook? Find me. Let's speak. I want to just make friends with everybody. Like, Ethan is cool. We're buddies. But I want to know everybody else too. Like, I only know Ethan and Cecil and Anna.
I know Anthony. I streamed with him on Karaoke before.
Wait, is that Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, it's him. Oh, shit. I didn't realize it was the same guy. I'm used to calling him Anthony, the singer.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
He's the guy who did the singing song.
Yeah.
He's got a really good voice.
We streamed with him on Shenanigans once.
Oh, yeah, we were on Shenanigans one time.
How do I not remember it's him? Sorry, man. No disrespect. I just didn't realize it was you.
Hey, welcome, Big Daddy-O, John Bamford. Hey, man. Hey, Jessi. Good to see you again. You too, Jeff. Hello from Scotland, y'all.
Well, hello, hello, Scotland.
Oh, God, you're Moira McTaggart.
I have I can't do a Scottish accent.
Scotland.
We should read X-Men comics with your terrible Scottish accent.
Scatter.
I'll be Sean Cassidy, and you can be Moira McTaggart.
All right. Make me do it, please.
You sure? We can make like $8.
Hey man, how's it going?
How's it going?
Scottish night.
Amen. How's it going? Lovely Scottish.
Talking about
What are we talking about tonight? I lost it. I almost had it. Almost.
We're talking about our beautiful guests, Jessi Milestone and Jeff Hicks.
Yay.
We've got both Mindless Entertainment and the World Class Bullshitters in the house. Hail, my friend. I love blacklight art and posters. So trippy and cool. Yep.
That does sound cool.
Dark Gift says, I'll never do a poster now that I found the tapestries. Blacklight or not, they fold in a sealed bag. They fold in a sealed bag the size of a comic, and it fits in the Gemini, and the wrinkles come out over time, or you can steam it. Ooh, neat.
That's pretty tight.
That's why I read that. I was like, that's why I was taking a picture of the screen. I was like, I need this. Because that would save so much. I have poster tubes, and so you got to pay for the poster tube to go as well as the book. That's fine. Like, it's all built into the thing, but it's so much extra. Because like, oh shit, the poster tubes are the biggest hassle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Comicsgate hasn't the posters I like, I don't know if you can tell from my bad lighting, but I really dig movie posters, specifically 24 by 36.
Yeah, I used to sell those.
Not a lot of campaigns will go with that size of poster for obvious reasons.
I was this close.
Yeah, the expense, the having to use tubes, and even when you use tubes, sometimes you risk them getting dented on the ends from sliding. Yeah, and I mean, I still love movie-sized posters more than art prints, and more so than folded posters that are folded in half or into thirds or into quarters.
I would never. Oh, that hurts me just thinking about it.
Oh God.
Yeah, me too.
The way we do it is we'll sit. And she'll roll up the poster, and then I'll hold the tube, and then she drops it in, and then and then the thing.
Let it expand, yeah.
It's the most, I guess, time. Well, the boarding and the bagging takes time too.
Yeah, but I think the poster tubing, that and building the boxes.
Enjoy that part.
I just hate the sound.
Yeah,
the cardboard against cardboard. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're thick ass boxes too. You can't just like fold it over. You like kind of lock it in place.
Yeah.
So
you get your box assembly training from like Domino's.
Yeah.
And you get your bagging and boarding training from Gary of Nerdrotic.
Dude, my buddy Joel taught me. Joel is in his 50s, and he's been reading comics since 1980. And so I used to go over to his house. Like, I was already a comic book fan. I'm 20-something years old. But he's like, yeah, man, you want to help me out? I'll buy you lunch. So we would eat Chipotle, watch Doctor Who, and board and bag comics for hours. That's why I saw every David Tennant episode, because at 5 o'clock on BBC, there's David Tennant. And then he had all these other ones DVR'd. So I got more. So, man, I sat there with Joel for hours, one tape or two tape, depending on how you like to collect. Bam, bam. I didn't know that they've upgraded the bags. We learned this for the campaign, but now they're the static kind. So I don't even have to use tape anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, it's like a resealable thing. There's a strip, this line across it.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty trippy, except when it comes off.
I figure it's perfect to send in, because I'm weird. Like, when I get a book or something that I want to put in a board and bag, I get my own. Like, it could come in a board and bag from like Half Price Bookstore or something.
Yeah.
I want a super clean Mylar bag for this issue of Spider-Man, so then I got it ready to go. That's my nerdy. Well, the thing is, here's a nerdy thing. Certain kinds of boards and bags deteriorate over time and destroy your books. But if you have Mylar bags, they're like a high-end one. They're more expensive, but they don't. So that's why when you go to like an old comic book store and you see like the super shiny bags that they're in, it's a different material versus the ones we were using. So
gotcha.
It's all technical and boring, but
important. Yeah, but it is important stuff if you want to keep it long term. Anthony's at 168 backings.
Nice. Is that just for the tapestries, though? because that's
Yeah.
would be incredibly impressive.
I thought he was referring to how many backings he made of comics.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
What?
How he backed 208.
Oh, how many
things.
he's backed?
Yeah.
Okay, I was always like, he's got 168 tapestries, and I'm like, that's a goddamn lot of fucking tapestries.
That's a problem. That's not even a lot of tapestries.
I know.
It's just a
Oh, so
problem.
Anthony, you got to catch up to WyzGyz then. You're behind.
I mean, if you'd like, you could back Stealing Solo 100 more times and win.
Yeah, that would be totally.
Yeah.
The trading cards count. I count that as a backing.
That's
so,
true.
like, everybody that backs our trading cards in the Fandom Menace campaign gets the magnets with it. So it's not
That's
like,
true.
you know, I like the stretch goals that everybody gets, not something oddly exclusive or whatever.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to do with this. It's going to happen because of the way the campaign rolls, but I'm super excited to do the audio drama because I don't think anyone else in the community has an audio drama of their own comic performed by the characters in the story, right? Because like there's no, like Ethan created Cyberfrog, but there isn't an actual Cyberfrog to do a voice.
Yeah, there's
but-
no real human being.
Right.
There's no real life.
but Jeff from World Class Bullshitters is in Stealing Solo, and in the audio drama, voiced by Jeff from World Class Bullshitters, as well as the other guys. We got a narrator. We got some fun stuff lined up. So
That'll be awesome.
I think in Comicsgate there might be one or two audio dramas, but I don't think it's by the actual cast. Excuse me.
God, that's gonna be so fun. What we'll do is we'll record it in summer.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I keep calling them bottle openers, but Anthony, he knows his stuff. He's worked in bars, and Phoenix Animation does church keys, the bottle openers that bartenders use.
That's awesome. WZBS should definitely do that. For sure.
He says Phoenix. What's the company? Phoenix what?
Phoenix Animation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm on it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff. I had him on my show to promote his book.
Nice.
He was telling me about that stuff. He literally does this stuff. He's got the equipment at home, and he does it on his own.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Church.
John Bamford says,
Oh, he does Itapokoi and stuff. Awesome.
neat.
I'm gonna get some from him then.
Yeah. Nice.
He just made a sale. I was like, I need a couple.
Hope you're ready for it.
Yeah, I need a lot of these, man.
Yeah.
a comic by Jesse? I'd buy that for $1. Nah, cause she's worth more than that. But yeah, I'd love to see a comic by you, Jesse.
Well, it's certainly possible. Right now, I'm working on a screenplay, so
But you are on the cover.
I am on the cover of Stealing Solo.
Yeah,
so
the Fandom, because Anna, that Star Wars girl, painted all of us.
That's true. So you can't see a comic by me yet, but you can see me on a comic. But yeah, no, I am working on a screenplay. So that when that, you'll just have to go watch the movie when it comes out.
Oh, nice.
It's a mob movie, kind of.
Anthony is on Facebook. Anthony Romano, Dark Gift Comics, in parentheses.
Cool.
Friendship.
I will find you, and we will become friends. I started to talk to Vinny. He's a cool dude, and then I'm gonna try to talk to more people. I need artist friends.
Yeah.
I have my colorist that I use, and he's my artist friend, and he's fun, but he's not from America, so the language barrier is a little difficult. So I just need somebody that I can like talk about art with. It's fun.
Oh man, you're not gonna have a problem finding artists in Comicsgate. That's a fact.
I just like I want somebody that's really good at inking to tell me who to study, because inking is it's not hard, but I want to get better at it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate really well inked, perfect, comics, and so I want to create that.
Ethan can probably give you some good leads, and Dan Fraga,
Okay.
aka Fragaboom. Man, he's like an encyclopedia of art, and he's always learning and always working to perfect his craft. He's an amazing guy.
That's the fun part about doing comics. Like, even if you're just a fan of comics, you can watch an artist change over time. I mean, sometimes you get some guys that like reach their peak and they kind of don't lose it, like a Brian Boland or somebody like that. He kind of just stays the course, even though he's older now. Even up until the end, like a Joe Kubert still did pretty good stuff. Like, I love that about comic artists, though. Like, and then there's some guys that just change their style completely as they get older, like a Sal Buscema. That was kind of cool when he modernized his style in the 90s.
Yeah. These people are so freaking phenomenal. It blows me away when I watch them draw. You, Jeff, for example, watched a lot of Ethan's streams. So you've seen how he starts with a very loose sketch and then he jumps right into inking. It's like pulls it out of thin air almost.
I see that in person.
Yeah, Fragaboom's like that too. It's like, what the hell? How did you do that?
I'm a little different in my process because I kind of I'll get lost in like the way I do it digitally is I'll do my first layer of the roughest rough, you know, and then I do another one where I'll go in and tighten that up. If I'm not careful, sometimes I get lost in that phase, and that's my brain's like, you've spent too much time here, move on. And then my brain also says, don't cut corners because you've been here before, type of thing. So it's like I want to get into the situation where he's in, where it's a little looser, and then do more inking because it saves you so much time. Plus, you can really, that to me is where you define that look more than anything else. That like final, before it goes off to the colorist and becomes its thing. That black and white version is really fun to look at and create.
Yep, absolutely.
So we've got our third out of 4 cats tonight. We got this is Lando.
All right, Lando's here.
Lando's
The house.
handsome little boy in the house. Yes, turning his back to everyone.
Hello, Lando.
Cool. It was a while ago. Toxic Masculinity says, I want my $2.
I want my Tree Fitty, but you know what? We can't always get what we want.
I want to watch that movie now. Better Off Dead. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No, I want to.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I saw that maybe once or twice back in the day. It was quite entertaining.
It's
fun. Exactly.
They fence with ski poles at the end.
Billy Zabka.
Let me see if I can entertaining. Whoop. Let me get this link here. Copy. Now, hopefully it's not going to be anything that copyright strikes me.
Probably is.
I got one. My podcast was unavailable because I showed a couple clips from the wrestling. I had to go back.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, like, we show clips all the time. The one time we show one and like pause it and do the whole in context and all that shit.
Yep.
I was just like, screw it. And it wasn't even for the whole thing. It was like a very specific moment. It's like, just cut the whole segment out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys watched the Jack Show at all, but they were going for a few hours, and the video got blocked or taken down because the BBC filed a claim or something.
I've never had the opportunity to watch a Jack Show because it starts right as my show ends, and then I'm done for the day. I usually don't have. Usually, we're watching a streaming show because of the time we can watch them at like midnight or sometimes 9 o'clock.
Sometimes they drop at 9. Yeah.
Like the boys.
Hey,
dropped
cat,
early.
Stop. Shut down, buddy.
Let's check this out. Let's see what this is about.
This better not be porn.
Yeah, I know, really. Sweet. That was cool. Were you guys able to see that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's see. Let's go back to that. And good job, Anthony. Toxic Masculinity says, what if Wolverine was born on Krypton and hit by gamma rays?
Oh, geez. So he would have, well, I think he might become redundant because his healing factor is very, Hulk has a great healing factor. So he might just be like an amped up Hulk. So those two powers would cancel each other out. That could fly and have all of Superman's power. He'd be unstoppable. Holy shit, I need to create that character. Yeah, I'm going to call him, not MacGuffin, man.
Well, Hulkarine.
Well, Hulkarine's much better than what's the Deus Machina. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's why he was superhero. Deus Ex Machina.
Deus Ex Machina, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hulkary.
Dem.
OP dude.
OP.
COVID set my backing. I'd be well over 250 if I wasn't unemployed for a year. Backing was slim in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
all feel that.
There's just so many cool campaigns out there. It's hard to back them all.
Back them all.
Comics Gate. That should be the fucking song.
That should
be the song. You guys should get somebody to record Gotta Back 'em All, Comics Gate.
And then make a quarterly animation with all the projects that are coming out in the next quarter. That would be
neat.
That would actually be really cool.
Toxic Masculinity says Jesse as the Hebrew Hammer.
Yes.
With Throwing Stars of David.
That's a good movie. You ever seen it?
The Hammer.
Yeah.
Not all the way through, but parts of it.
That's so funny.
We should watch it. If they do a gender swapped remake of the Hebrew Hammer, I'll put my name in. I'll throw my name in the hat.
I want to make a script about a Jewish vampire slayer. Are you a father or a priest? Not that I know of, and I'm more like a rabbi.
I would be in a Jewish vampire slayer movie with terrible jokes about.
I like the idea.
Terrible Jew puns. These aren't your dad's puns. These are Jew puns.
Culture pun.
It's cool as a while ago was a reference to Jeff apologizing for not recognizing my handle.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, me too.
We
wanted them to see the tapestries. 24 by 36. Oh, wow.
God dang.
And they fit in the Gemini mailers too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Those look incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool
We're going to be acquainted with the Gemini mailer coming up because that's the change for the new book.
Oh, yeah.
Got it back in Mall Comics Gate on it.
And the quarterly video could be like the Pokey Rap, but the names of the books.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that sounds
We
promising.
really should make this happen. We have the resources. I mean, it could turn a $7 million a year industry into a $9 million a year industry. I'm sure the Pokemon fans would go nuts.
There you go. Pokemon comic, and it's a done deal.
I think I will.
There you go.
And Jeff, you're both traditional and digital artists, but more so these days is more digital.
Well, yeah, it's Stealing Soul is actually just a fully digital book in general. I have a Wacom tablet. When I was in college, my mom was like, "You need to go digital." I met somebody a long time ago, and they said the future of all this art's digital. I went, "Okay, if you're going to buy it for me, I'll do it." So she bought me Photoshop, a Wacom tablet, and Manga Studio Pro, and I learned how to use it, and I've really learned how to use it because I've turned it into this comic. But I am a digital guy. I like the ease. Now, I like to warm up on paper. I've gotten back into that, but I figure the way I like to mentally balance it is I know I've talked to Ethan about, you can sell originals and do all of this stuff, which is great. And that is definitely a wonderful way. But for me, I look at the speed that I can get stuff done so I can make more stuff to sell. instead of worrying about like an original, because I don't ink traditionally. I don't have, that kind of thing with the curves and all those tools. So for me, it just speeds up the process. Even if I were to pencil everything by hand, it would require, okay, I can use perspective grids, no problem. But if you can do a digital one, it just speeds up the process.
Yeah.
And eventually every comic book that the readers read, it becomes a digital book. Exactly. There's no different process. The original art gets scanned in, it gets lettered digitally, it gets colored digitally, it's becomes a different process anyway. So it's just like the input instead of, it starts a little earlier in the digital. So that's why I'm really into it. Now, like I said, I do love to draw on paper. Maybe one day I'll do a campaign or I offer like a sketch or something. Who knows? No, I won't, because if autographs were too much, not never. One.
Do a limited sketch. Yeah, just do limited. Just like 5.
I'll do 5. I can do 5. Because I'll get lost in it too. I'm the kind of guy that's like, oh shit, okay. Now I add a little more. Now I'm gonna add a little more. And it's like this was meant to be a 10-minute sketch, and it's 2 hours later. You're still drawing, in a chair. Yeah, but I'm like, look at the wood grain. It looks right now, and all this stuff.
Look at the hair is escaping from her underpants.
Yeah, she'll be dressed. She's in a chair.
Her hair should still be escaping.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
Oh man.
The nutrients coming back in, so your audience might be into it.
He says, I can write it and record it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do it.
Check your DMs. I just checked, Anthony. I don't see anything yet. Maybe it'll be another minute. Toxic Masculinity says, the boss vampire gives a speech about the trials of waiting for centuries. And the rabbi just goes off on a tangent of complaining about mundane stuff.
Yes! Well, let me tell you, I had to walk here 5 miles, and I'm not wearing the right shoes for it. So my feet, you can imagine the corns that are already there. They're bleeding. They're practically bleeding. You can see it oozing out of my shoes that have holes now from this ridiculous trek. And oy vey, I thought it was going to rain for a minute, and then it didn't. But then I really did. I thought I felt a drop for a second, and it wasn't. It was just my imagination. But it could have been a drop of rain. You never know. And I thought, oy vey, I didn't bring my umbrella. But now we're here, so what can you do? Really had toxic masculinity.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I do a character on my on Livid. Someone's called Yiddish Yeshaya, and she's the more female version of that, but she's just that. She's a Yiddish. She's just Yiddish Yeshaya, and she just tells you about how to do life better.
Sweet. Oh my gosh. So, Stealing Solo, the Fandom Menace edition. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know when it happened, but you're now at 50,574, which I think is like another backer or something like that.
Yeah.
You're at 821 backers now.
Thank you, everybody.
There's been at least a couple more since the stream started. Yeah.
You're at 8 days left. So how did this break down? Did you go, I don't know if you're familiar with the trend or, the way we tend to rig it at in Comicsgate, where you do 2 30-day rounds of funding and then you go in demand, especially if you're one of those newer creators until you really establish yourself. Or some people will go like a full 60-day funding campaign and then go in demand. How did you lay yours out?
I'm in the 60-day cycle. I'd like to go in demand. I've talked to Anna about it to get some advice, but it's weird. It's like the timing was perfect for the book and everything's been great, but like all of a sudden everyone's like busy with random stuff, which is fine. It's not a complaint at all, but it's like, so we'll talk about stuff and then, we'll have our apartment issue or somebody's coming into town and stuff. So it throws it off. So I am, if it's not too late, I'm going to get it set up to go in demand because people are going to want it. Why not? That's the thing too. Like I had so many people ask about this book. I missed out. Okay, I'll do another edition. This has been years in the making. And so I figure instead of doing it like that, just give people an opportunity, as long as they want. Yeah. Now I do intend to, as soon as we move, I want to get whatever the first part is out,
Yeah.
and then we'll figure out whatever that cycle is. So anyone that has advice, let me know.
Anyone who's good at setting up Indiegogo stuff,
Yeah.
Understands that. So Anthony, if that's you, feel free to hit us up because I suck at that stuff, and apparently Jeff's not much better.
No, I am good at this stuff. It's I don't know what in demand is. Like, 'cause it just closed. I don't know what you do to continue from that link on. It's not like I just, an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are lots and lots of people who have Indiegogo experience. I mean, obviously EVS has considerable experience. In demand is a feature. All right, so I'm still trying to nail it down. I think some people say that you can establish that you want to go in demand from the beginning when you first launch and go live, but others say that you usually wait until a couple days or a couple hours prior to your funding stage ending. But whatever you do, you need to make sure you double check your settings and make sure you are slated to go in demand. And what in demand is basically kind of converting your campaign into an online store. So what a lot of campaigns do is, how you've got loads and loads of swag and stuff like that. Sometimes people will tend to take some of the tiers, maybe some tiers that aren't as popular or that haven't been selling, and they'll remove it from the campaign and they'll focus on making available, say, the book and variant covers and maybe one or two pieces of swag, but simplify it. And then that way the book itself is continuously made available for anyone who is interested in picking up the book. The other advantage to having in demand is that you will often find once you do your fulfillment and people start getting the books in their hands, there's a tendency for people to share on their social media. They'll announce it on Twitter. They'll do unboxing videos showing that they got the product. They'll even do book reviews sometimes on telling you what they thought of it. And then you may encounter a spike in additional traffic and more books purchased once people start seeing, hey, this book is fulfilling. It's a real thing. It's this creator is really delivering on their promise to get a book out there. This is, I guess, more or less your second venture. So you've got a lot of good word of mouth, and your previous backers know that you fulfill. Well, this is another way to get some further support by there being a lot of buzz and word of mouth as it gets fulfilled, and you can continue selling more books. Depending on the popularity of your campaign, it can amount to a considerable amount. I think the longer you have it up, there's some sort of thing in there where Indiegogo continues to get a cut of the sales or the backings. So there may come to a point at which it slows and isn't as worth it as it used to be, depending on the how much you're getting for how much you're paying out to Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see here. Shoot me a link if it's not out of line. Can you clarify that, Anthony?
I think I wanted to jump on the stream to give advice.
Oh,
I think you actually kind of covered it really nicely, though. I understand this much better than I did before.
I did too.
I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now.
Because I'm trying to thinking some of the business stuff in my mind. I want to, because I think it would be a lot of fun for people, especially the trading cards. That's the thing. I know I've mentioned it a bunch, but those are the things people are going to go, shit, I missed those because they're really cool and nobody else ever did it.
Yeah.
And they're coming in a foil wrapper and all that fun stuff. The foil wrapper, they had the Anna painting on the front, and I did all the artwork for the cards, and they're, colored by my guy, so they look sweet. Like it's going to be cool. Jesse saw the back design today. I was writing up a couple of the little blurbs.
Yeah.
I'm making it fun for everybody.
Fun. Yeah.
They got little Easter eggs about the Fandom Menace. Like, this is a celebration of us. And this is this is a celebration of the beginning. It's been a fun, wild ride. Everyone continues to work and is very visible. So I thought, why not celebrate that first wave? Down the road, I'd love to do a second one. The community is so much bigger than it ever was. And, there's the creators, that are both in Comicsgate and the Fandom Menace. It'd be cool to be a part of that too. Almost like a big jam session instead of, different artists contributing something, you use a different person as that type of experience. And I got something from the prequels lined up. So I got like another Star Wars themed idea in the back of my mind too.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of that kind of stuff. I love Star Wars.
Same here.
Not Disney Star Wars, of course, because that's just fan fiction.
It doesn't exist.
Dark Anthony says, I was going to explain it, but you did well.
Stole your thunder there.
Well,
that's right. We'll just have to get together and stream somewhere else some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I noticed you guys, you've been having a bunch of CGers as of late. You've had Mindy Summers. That was a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah, Mandy's great.
That was a little too fun. That stream, like, the thing is, I've been going on streams lately, and we get there, and we have so much fun that it's like, oh, wait, this was to talk about stealing solo. Like, I love, that one was very focused, but, in general, these streams are so fun. Like, she's just cool. Like, I
love Mandy, yeah.
I'll be in the background for your streams. I'll be in the background for your streams. I'll crack it up.
You were on the one with me, Mandy, and Cody. That one was fun.
Was a lot of fun.
Yeah. She's a blast. And
I love her.
She's genuinely nerdy. Everything from wrestling to Dungeons and Dragons.
Super relationship with her possum.
Yeah.
No, actually, she and Mary and I were talking about doing we're trying to do a live streamed Dungeons and Dragons one-off campaign over Memorial Day weekend. So
really, oh man, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, because the three of us had a stream together. Oh god, that one was fun.
Oh yeah, Mary Mayhem is a blast,
dude. Yeah, so that sounds like it's gonna happen. Doing this.
Toxic Masculinity says the rabbi kills the boss vampire in the mikveh.
Well, obviously, he probably should use
mikveh. I just love that.
Like a pool of holy water.
At some point, he should probably use the pieces. Why am I playing with the handles for the Torah as stakes? That should be the stakes.
So can this be set in the same time as Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter so they can cross over? Because I feel like Abe Lincoln freed the slaves, would be friends with rabbis. They would kick ass together for any reason, for freedom, for life.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, that works. I'm down with that.
I feel like Honest Abe deserves a little more representation these days. We forgot the foundation of what we're built upon.
True story. The important things.
Yeah, there you go. Anthony says, yeah, you guys should come on my Comicsgate comic book showcase stream.
Tight.
Let me know a day. I know I wanted to stream more. I'm going to just start throwing up streams most days this week since I'm in the final week of the campaign. And then I'm starting to reach out to people. I want to do a big stream next Saturday to close it out, the official one before it does the in-demand stuff. Now I'm going to learn how to do it.
Yeah, double check your settings. Be sure and you be sure that it's set to go in demand so that it doesn't unexpectedly close on you.
Yeah, make sure I do that because it'd be cool. Because I already thought I'll put out a little card and put everyone in a book. Say, hey, let everyone know this is here.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And Anthony said, Anthony's got a cool channel. It's really chill, and he's a big CG promoter.
Tight.
Toxic masculinity. Bonus ideas. Blessing the water inside the tanks of fire trucks and having firefighters blasting vampires.
This sounds like a
Definitely.
movie that should have been made in the 80s, but should be made today.
Yeah, I think it should definitely be made. Toxic masculinity. Write the script, and then we'll see it through.
Actually, toxic masculinity, just write the ideas you have and send me an email
Oh, we'll write
and
the
let me
script.
know if you're interested in something. I could turn it into a little comic.
Oh, that'd be really fun. Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
That would work well as a comic.
I just thought of a really cool visual of the fire hoses just shooting down like hordes of flying vampires, like Lost Boys style vampires.
And I can show up with my my throwing stars of David.
There's going to be a lot of decapitations.
So much decapitating. Oh, Lando, you're back for brushing. It's just I grab the brush because I'm like it's either patting and getting the hair all over my hands or brushing and having it locked down.
Mm.
If you hear strange noises, it's because Lando thinks the microphone is for his face.
So you set the flex goal at 40,000. Out of curiosity, how did you calculate that? Did you basically go, all right, here's how much time and energy I'm going to be putting into it myself as the artist and the creator, and then here's how much it's going to cost in shipping and fulfillment and that kind of stuff? And
Well, I knew what the last one cost, and so that's a huge factor, as well as not having to worry about refunds from another company and losses and stuff like that. So yeah, all those things are rolled into it. I have since this isn't my first campaign, I have a little bit of a different insight. I am one of the campaigns that like really ramps up at the end. I know some people have like a big showing and then carry on. Last time we jumped up a lot from the first campaign at the very end. Like at this point, we weren't even this close to where we ended up.
Yeah.
So now this week I'm gonna ramp it up more. I wanted to the entire time, but our living situation has just prevented that. So now that I know we can do in demand this way, there'll be a whole new campaign cycle. That'll be
a lot
fun.
of Jeff Lucas.
Yeah, Jeff Lucas.
Fucking asshole.
well, the other neat thing about in demand is those who do come in on it late. Not only is it an opportunity to still get a hold of the book, but those who get it later on in the campaign while it's in demand, it'll be fulfilled much faster for them.
Oh yeah.
The book will already be printed.
Exactly.
Anthony says, Jesse saying tight is reminding me of the only hilariously cool thing from Screen Rant, the movie pitch skits. Yeah. I don't want to know that guy's politics because he cracks me up.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I enjoy watching those videos. They're, quite easy, really. Barely an inconvenience. So let's check out this. Did you actually start this campaign when you were still in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's watch the trailer.
Well, you might not want to play that because you will get
This one will give you a copy strike because we totally just use copy strike music or like it's for Indiegogo. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so don't.
So
if you want to skip to the end, like the last. Actually, just don't play it. If you want to scroll down, I'll talk you through everything in it.
If you run forwards to the Jeff Lucas stuff, it's kind of fun. But yeah, you can just not. You can save yourself the copy strike.
Yeah, because I just got it. I'm a little gun shy right now after what happened with me on my show.
Oh, Disney Lucasfilm is on everyone's case about it.
Yeah, I got a thing right away as soon as I uploaded it too. So.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, you know what's stupid? I once played a clip on one of my streams of, I did several clips. I did a clip of a news story from like ABC, who is owned by Disney.
Yeah.
And I got a copyright strike.
What the fuck? That's
Boo.
retarded.
It was like reporting a fire or something, or some disaster. And then I also had some George Carlin clips.
Oh,
I love George Carlin.
same here. It's a legend.
Yeah, and I got hit with copyright claims on those too. Like, what the hell? I thought you could get away with very short clips under 30 seconds, but I can't keep track of the rules now.
Yeah.
Toxic Masculinity says a trident like holy menorah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's badass. Oh my god. Where you welded just horrifying spikes into each of the candle holders. Oh god, that's badass.
Oh, that would make for a nice weapon.
Yes.
YouTubers saying tight is tight.
Tight.
Nunchucks made from a Torah scroll rollers.
Yes.
Wow, man. Toxic Masculinity is one creative person.
I fucking love it. I'm here for it.
Dr. Blue Box 11. Jeff, honestly, just skip the whole thing.
Yeah, safer that way.
What?
Ding you just for playing a video that had copyrighted music in it, even if you didn't play the part with the copyrighted music.
Yeah, I just don't want anything to happen to anybody.
Oh, man. It wasn't there like a voiceover as well throughout the whole thing, even though you had music?
Yeah, but that's also the voiceover from the trailer.
Yeah.
The whole gimmick was that we were making it in the vein of the trailers for the Faces Edition release. So for those who remember, for those who will never forget, and for those who are experiencing it for the very first time.
Yeah.
So that was so we just pulled that directly from it rather than recreate it. So that also is part of copywritten sound and stuff.
Oh, wow. Is it really?
It was one of those moments where you're like, well, we could recreate it ourselves and do the knockoff version, but it's not going to feel right. This was one where like we wanted it to feel right, so copyright be damned.
Yeah.
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 So everyone who gets to go to the page and click on it gets to enjoy it the way it's meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. Speaking of which, let me drop that. Oh, shit. Let me drop that link again. For those who haven't had a chance to do so yet, be sure and back this campaign, Stealing Solo, Fandom Menace Edition. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times, lady.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
If you're unable to back it at this time, share it on your social media, get some eyeballs on it. Appreciate you. So in the trailer video, we are introduced to Jeff Lucas.
Yes.
So at the very end, I don't know if it's referenced in the copy of the campaign, but there's like a question asked. So how much are you looking to earn?
Are you talking about masculinity?
And you came with this, I don't know if it's an arbitrary amount or where did that number come from?
It's just an arbitrary amount. That's all it is. It's just an arbitrary amount.
Okay.
The thing is, we shot, 3? It didn't even take 3 takes to do the entire Jeff Lucas thing. It was so quick.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was all just shot on the fly. Now, the character's going to come back. To tell you, when you scroll down a little further into the campaign, there's a joke because I updated a couple of the pages in this edition of Stealing Solo because I didn't like something. So I went back and changed it and had it grayscaled and toned a little differently. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. It looks awesome that way. And so I have a whole thing coming about a special edition. Like, that's my joke about this is the special edition of Stealing Solo. So Jeff Lucas represents some of the extreme artistic idiosyncrasies of George Lucas that'll be played up for laughs in Stealing Solo.
All right. Yeah, because when I heard that amount and it was followed by a wink, I thought maybe there was an inside joke there.
Oh no, it's just an arbitrary amount that makes us laugh.
Yeah.
Hence the head and all that stuff.
Toxic Masculinity says the Shroud of Tehran worn as a poncho.
Now you're just getting ridiculous.
This just needs to happen. This is like
I'm
Shaun of
for
the
it.
Dead of religious.
I'm for it.
humor.
I'm for it. I'm about it.
So it's back. This is a cool cover.
That's a badass.
Yeah,
cover.
Anna, that Star Wars girl, painted that.
Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, it took her like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was working on that for a long time. I've been looking at the evolution of that for many, many months.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's my eyes, but well, it very well could be. But I keep looking at Anna, and I keep looking for her center part in her hair, but I'm not seeing it.
I think it's that type of ponytail. When you pull back like that, the part just goes away.
Oh yeah, good call. Good call.
It's the top knotted kind of thing. Just gets all pulled back like that.
Now, go ahead.
I shouldn't know these things. It's not like I ever put my hair in a ponytail.
Hope it's not revealing any spoilers, but is EVS represented as the Emperor, or is this the black cloak of Luke Skywalker?
Well, the Emperor.
Oh, he's the Emperor.
Ethan's the Emperor.
Ah, all right. And then let's see. This is Nerdrotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an Ewok.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks like Mecha Random 42.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me who this is?
Tom from Midnight's Edge. That's Salacious Tom.
Salacious Tom. Then that looks like Cecil the Hutt.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
An original creation of mine, which is a mistake. I've created a monster.
I love it. I love it.
Oh man, good stuff. And then Jesse, are you like it looks like you're a smuggler. You've got the belt of Solo, it looks like.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the same weapon though.
The same design. The same design, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Are you like a special alien?
Yeah, so I'm sort of I'm inspired by the red chick. We found out what her name was. What's her aliens too? The one that
She's in Jabba's palace.
In Jabba's palace that Boba Fett does his little chin tickle too. I don't know. Call out.
Yeah. Boba Fett. Have you seen the actor underneath the suit? Because that's a special edition change, and it's a different guy. It's such a disappointment. He's got like a little bitty mustache and big glasses.
Oh God, that's so weird.
And of course, this is Jeff. It looks like you're wearing what looks like a Wookiee furry coat.
Yes, that is part of the story. So I won't spoil it, but when you do scroll down, you'll see what it looks like in the actual book. That is Anna's rendition of me in my special edition bathrobe, if you will. It's fully explained in the book, and it's as weird as it sounds.
God, I've seen that picture.
Yeah,
it's
such a
upsetting.
disappointment.
And Jeremy Griggs of Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah.
Man, he's got a serious look on his face there.
Very intense.
He's ready to start. I mean, when doesn't he? I've hung out with him in person. He doesn't smile. He doesn't smile at all.
Make that look.
Yeah. He's always coming at you with another video.
Today.
Yeah, that's great. Now, the center is Mauler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who are the other two?
So Dishonored Wolf and Rags. So Wolf and that was the original EFAP crew, but then Wolf took a step back for mental health and doesn't tube anymore. But Rags is still there, right? Yeah, Ian Wright.
That was an addition by Anna.
Yeah.
She goes, I needed something. So Anna talked to Mahler about that part. So that was cool. So that's everyone on the cover. And Wolf and Rags are a nice, little like Fandom Menace adjacent nod.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't spent the time watching much EFAP, but what I've seen is pretty cool. And I love Mahler's stuff. That's cool. The Fandom Menace. Oh yeah, so the painting obviously is by Anna, aka that Star Wars girl, which is pretty sweet. And now, how long in the works has this project been?
With the cover and everything, oh god, a while, like years.
Wow.
Maybe. And it's Star Wars Celebration. We talked about it in the parking lot, and it was just an idea then.
Yeah.
And now this is it. So.
And you kept all that secret all this time. That's amazing.
Yep. I didn't tell many people. That's how the secret remained. I didn't go, oh, I said Anna's working on a cover, and then I wouldn't tell like the people that were.
You
involved.
wouldn't even say that for a long time. You just said me and Anna were working on something together. You didn't even say what it was.
But here it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You didn't tell nobody until right down to
it. Anthony says Anna's wheelhouse is totally paint on canvas. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's great at it.
Yeah, I love her stuff. That's why I was telling you how I send fan mail to my favorite YouTubers. I sent her a bunch of her canvases, 11 by 17s.
Oh yeah.
That she likes to use. Let's see here. Dr. Blue Box 11. You can use the slingshot of David from the Stick of Truth video game. Masculinity.
I love how it's interconnecting now with the audience.
Oh, can I read this one? Can I read this one?
Yes, please.
Oy, all of this garlic everywhere. What's with you people and the garlic? My sinuses are cleared already. Does everyone in this village have an allergy problem too? Let me tell you.
That's brilliant. That is so brilliant. Oh man.
Shy, everybody. Yiddish is shy. I'll be here all week. Whenever you need to be scolded or fetched at. I'm here.
Love it. And then you got these images here, world-class bullshitter, quote-unquote, action figures created exclusively for this release.
Yes. So, give me the other book real quick. So on the back cover of the first edition, the basic book, the old one, I wanted to make the whole book look like an old Star Wars action figure ad, and that includes or a box. And on the back, you have more figures. So as you can see here, they're all drawn in the vintage style. And so for the new release, special edition, this is very meta. What did they do in the 90s? They updated the Star Wars movies. They also updated the toys. They gave them stupid muscles. So I gave us stupid muscles. If you go back and you look, Nick is buff. I'm buff. Dion's buff. Kendo's got a six-pack. Like, it's all about that joke. So, it's the 90s version. That's why we're called the steroid variants, because we're all ripped and roided out and, ready to go.
Yeah, I didn't understand that change when they gave everyone major muscles.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, that's what I grew up with. So for a minute, I was like, all right, Luke Skywalker's kind of buff. But then I'm like, he doesn't look like this in the movie. I can't even fit them both in the ship together. Like, that's where I had a problem. You couldn't do anything. Chewie and Han couldn't fly the ship together. It was. That's why I got the new Millennium Falcon from Dustin, and it's literally this big. And it's got 4-man cockpit.
Oh, man. The original. Oh, man. The Millennium Falcon toy, that was so cool to play with. Are you making the physical action figures, or are these just the images on the back cover?
It's the new back cover. That's why it's in quotations. I would love to have the means one day to produce stuff. I don't think I'd make these figures per se, but it's fun. It's to keep with the theme of the book, because I'm a big toy guy, and I figure I don't really have the production means to make them, so why not make toy ads of them? Make it fun, pack it.
That's really cool. Teamed up with Anna to create the definitive image of the Fandom Menace. Did it take long for you to nail the looks of you and your fellow bullshitters?
No, I mean, You just draw it. You have, you look at pictures of their face and stuff. That's about it, really. I'm not saying I'm like amazing at likenesses at all, because believe me, I'll say I can draw a likeness and then I'll go to draw it and it won't work, because believe me, that's how shit works. But no, it's just a process, really.
All right, so that's a picture of our kidnappers.
Yeah.
And then you've got our hostage.
Yeah.
Some interiors. Filmmaking is easy.
Yeah, so that's one of our special edition panels, the black and white ones, because I just wanted to upgrade it a little.
Yeah.
Give it a little more depth.
Okay.
The next this one.
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, all right. The Caught in the Act one?
Yeah. Because in the original release, it looks fine. I was going for like a Sin City, black and white, but I was like, but the rest of it, it's too stark.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty cool.
There's me in my robe.
It looks like you have one of those motion tracking setup rigs.
Yep. That's part of the story.
Yep.
Quiet on the set.
Yeah.
Trading cards. Oh man, that's neat.
Yeah. That's the thing I like the most. Well, no, it's not the like most. It's the newest thing. So you know how everyone likes their newest toy.
Shiny new toy.
But I'm surprised at the turnout. I looked at the Indiegogo numbers behind the scenes, and these really were a good idea. Like, I've sold more of these than certain tiers of books alone.
Yeah.
So
wow.
it bodes well for my SJW trading cards that are coming out over the summer. So
yeah, you're still working on that project.
Yeah, I'm going into, because of the Stealing Solo relaunch, or whatever you want to call this, the second campaign. I found out how to get trading cards made, where to go. I have I have samples they sent me, a nice little bag of all the stuff they offer. And I really enjoyed, I love to draw. Comics are awesome, and that's what I want to do. But it's sometimes nice to draw a static image, put detail into it, not worry about trying to tell a story. So that's why I had so much fun with the trading cards. It was just, I don't need to convey something or action. It's just a nice little still. And that's what was fun about this.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do a lot more of. Now, for this next set, those SJW trading cards will be, that's what this was. It was to learn how to make those.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those SJW cards too.
It's
you're going to be surprised. I've been talking to Jesse about a couple of plans. Like, it's a multi-step plan. Like, eventually you're going to see these in stores. Like, there's a whole process with this. So it's,
whoa, what?
Yeah.
Did you guys also partake in the Fandom Collective trading cards?
Jesse's one. I don't think they ever asked me. So
yeah,
I figured, well, I'll just make my own.
Well, there you go. Toxic Masculinity says, I want to buff Dion so I can paint diamond nipples on it. No, I'll never stop.
We wouldn't want you to.
We don't want you to stop. Life would lose all meaning if you did.
I don't want you any other way.
True. So on the back sides of these cards, what do you have? Do you have like stats, like AP numbers, strength, agility, intelligence?
Well, each card's numbered, and then it has the name, the bio, and a fun little blurb, and then a space for autographs.
Oh, nice.
People, I don't mean this in like an egotistical way, but people ask for autographs and stuff, and I thought everybody wants something to get signed. So, Ethan's trying to do a convention. I've talked to Gary and Jeremy about trying to do meetup conventions and stuff. Like, the world had stopped because of all this beer bug stuff. So we're trying to, we all want to get back together. And I thought, it's going to happen. We're going to have these big meetups. Yeah. So why not? Mecca's here. Could you sign my trading card? Of course she will. She's excited about this stuff. So
yeah,
it's a fun, like I said, this campaigns as a celebration of the community, because we're this group of people that got together to talk about pop culture, try to make a change. Stuff happened, and it keeps going forward. So,
oh yeah, heck yeah. Speaking of the convention that Ethan's been talking about, Last I heard is it might be put off till next year because we're trying to get to a stage at which we don't have to tell everyone they're forced to wear a mask.
Understandable.
Floor. And it's basically for the Fans Fest, Orlando, Florida, in like a hotel, big banquet room or something. And in the original plans, I think the goal was anyone who was a creator, like a CG creator or whatever, or release their own book, would get their table space paid for as part of the campaign. But one of the big things behind it all is the very convention would be crowdfunded. So you might have, as part of the tiers, have a drink with Cecil tier.
I've done that before. That's fun.
Hang out with John Malin and buy a drink or something like that. Things like that. And there might be one where, hang out with the cast of the Jack Show and for a couple hours in Disneyland or something like that. Disney World.
They should include us and have a bar crawl with the world class bullshitters guys.
Oh my god,
that would be cool.
Yeah, give me a call. I want to be a part of it. I like comic conventions. It'd be cool to be a part of one that like people are coming to see me for. Not like, oh, you're here too, sweet.
Well, it is not only would it be Comicsgate, but the idea is to also include all of Fandom Menace, all of Weeb Wars. So it would be this whole conglomeration of these major fandoms that have been, fighting back against the narrative that Hollywood's trying to push on everyone, and fighting against all the SJWs and garbage. So it would be pretty epic. Ethan wants to have as entertainment Flint Flossie. Fabio. I think it would be cool if we could afford it to get William Shatner as a guest. So we'll see what happens.
My lawyer knows a way to get in touch with Mark Hamill. So,
oh my gosh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I disagree with him politically, but I love how he seems to be very supportive of the fandom. And how he seems to treasure the character of Luke Skywalker and his time in the Star Wars universe. Let's see here. Toxic Masculinity says, I would just be happiest at the bar after a huge meetup.
Hell yeah. The one in Chicago, that was the best. Oh, man. I can't wait for that.
Excuse me. I think I heard on one of your streams, Jeff, that are they actually going to go through and do like a horror fest in Cincinnati?
Yeah, Horror Hound Cincinnati's on September 10th, 11th, 12th.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, at the Sharonville Convention Center in Cincinnati. So we'll be there.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, if it goes through, I'm going to try and go to it then.
Yeah, you should. They're going to basically grandfather our table in because we're going to have – I already paid for one. I paid for March 2020. So they're just going to give us that table. That's kind of how the deal works. But we're definitely going to be there. I'll have –
Cool.
I might bring some extra Stealing Solo stuff. You could, come get it in person. But
yeah. Sweet. Welcome, Matanui. Welcome back.
Hello.
And Toxic Masculinity says the Fandom Menace goes to Galaxy's Edge.
Fandom Menace ends Galaxy's Edge.
I mean, we'll shut down the bar.
Damn straight we will. That's an easy task. Drive away.
Oh man, this is pretty funny. Stealing Soto, a captain's parody. Approved by no one. This is parody.
That is my cover that I did for this campaign. That's my new artwork.
Yeah, this is nowhere in this issue. The High Council rides again. You three were the original High Council, right?
Yeah, man. It was an exciting time. It was so cool.
Yeah. And what is Jeremy holding? Is that a Yoo-hoo?
Yep.
Having a Yoo-hoo for the working man.
Now, I'm going to bring this book back on the last day.
Oh?
For anybody that missed it. So you can back it on the last day. So it's like, you know, you can get it. I'm surprised at the success of the biggest tier I have, because that's the one that people jump to the most. There was a point where that was the most successful thing in the very beginning.
Yeah,
people
right.
were buying that one right away because it
yeah.
offers a whole bunch of stuff and people love that cover. But I thought maybe you backed that and you want to get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Why prevent you from doing that?
Yeah.
You missed out. So I love this cover. I look at this one and go, oh man, this is the evolution of where I was from the beginning of this book to now as an artist. And I'm super proud. So
that looks awesome.
You know, like I said, I loved the High Council. Our time together was great. You guys can go back and listen to those shows. Not to overblow it, but we changed stuff. Like we were there at the right before the mundane Matt meltdown, and we were in the conversation because it happened on my channel. There was a point where, like, during that meltdown, I was more searchable than him because of all the votes down and shit. Like, like the High Council, we were there for a ton of stuff, and it's cool. We had, I couldn't get Ethan and Jeremy in the same week, but I had a show with Jeremy and myself, and we had most everybody on the cover. And then we had another week where it was Ethan and Anna and myself, and I think Cecil showed up too. Yeah. So like we were able to really recapture through this campaign a lot of that old Fandom Menace energy, and the audience really picked up on that and really helped this thing grow.
Nice. Was this actually was this the early sign up mailing list? That you got?
The early mail ups or sign up stuff was just for the campaign in general. This was more of a later addition to the campaign. So,
all right. Day one exclusive clothes still available in select tiers. Stretch goals. Campaign has multiple stretch goals and perks for everyone who backs the project. For every 100 backers, a new Fandom Menace magnet will be added for everyone. Sweet. I like magnets.
I do too. They're fun. These will be like die cut magnets. So.
Oh man, yeah, they're going on my fridge for sure. Magnet checklist free for all backers. So is it literally like this? Anna is unlocked at 1,300 backers.
Yep, I figure. Thirsty Anna the magnet, or the Anna magnet for the thirsty fans. Sure, here. I mean, you when you write your own story, like, oh, I'll be the boss, I'll be the final. No, look, I understand where things are. Let me be the highest tier. I'm not above anything. I understand how this game is played. So,
all right. So wait a minute, how does this work? So it starts at the bottom and works up.
Yeah, think of it like Mortal Kombat. How each level.
Gotcha. All right. So let me jump real quick up here. You're at 821 backers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. So you just update this image as it hits all these tiers. So Cecil's unlocked, Mecha Random's unlocked, Mauler's unlocked, Jesse's unlocked. Wow. Tom is unlocked. Salacious Tom. Oh, man, that's funny. Next up is Gary Nerdrotic. Then you've got Jeremy Griggs. You got EVS, Jeff, and Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's getting there.
I figure this was a fun idea. And people like it, so why not? I just wanted to get something where it's like, oh, it's growing. Everybody gets something else too, to sweeten the pot. Because I didn't know, how a lot of the means of production worked for these things before. Now I do. I've bought magnets from this company before. They're on my the one was on our other fridge before they took it away. So, wanted to offer cool stuff, given a new way to show the art off.
Indeed. Toxic Masculinity says, Buffalo Jeff buffalo wings. Take the skin off of other chicken wings and place on your chicken wings, giving them double skins, then fry them.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I'd give it a shot. If they're both crispy, though, I don't want like a chewy layer and a crispy layer. It's got to be all crispy.
Right. Wow.
I can go for some dry rubber wings right now.
Oh man, yeah, I know, really. So are the magnets actually going to be cut out just the way you see them here?
Yep, they're die cut magnets.
Nice.
I know where to go. I'm just going to send the files to get them die cut. So whatever the company says, that there must be a white border, but it'll be a cutout magnet. It'll be a die cut, you know.
Oh, and then there you got one in the lower corner that says available now.
Oh, that's just to let people know that the book is available now.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, because what would happen is I would tweet out these images as I would put them on the Indiegogo, so people could basically see one of these images and go, "Oh, what's this?" and then follow any image back to what you're looking at, because I didn't want to create confusion. So like when I put out an image like, "Oh, you know, this is this book and you can get trading cards too," I made sure there were separate things to create no kind of confusion.
Oh, cool. And of course, I happen to be the one who gets thrown off. And I end up thinking, oh, you did a die cut magnet of the cover.
Well, everyone's going to get that sticker because at the 40K unlock, everyone got a sticker of the cover. So it'll be a little holographic sticker of the Anna painting, and you can do whatever you want with it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I backed so many Comicsgate campaigns that I'm contemplating possibly taking the stickers I get from these varied campaigns and actually putting them on my car bumper. I don't know. I'm still thinking it over. But it would be a way to use them because I'm never going to stick them on my computer. That's for sure. And at least it would have a use and people would be able to see it, things like that. 40K sticker, holographic of poster, 124% complete. There's a 53K stretch goal. There's that audio drama.
Yep.
Produced by the cast of World Class Bullshitters. I don't know if it's a spoiler. If it is, then feel free not to answer. But I'm wondering, are Mecca, Jesse, and Anna going to be part, and Ethan going to be part, and Jeremy going to be part of the audio play, the audio drama?
Oh, no, they wouldn't be because they're not a part of the story.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Down the road, if we ever do art with them, of course. But
yeah.
All right. Toxic Masculinity says, the skin's wearing skin. Is that what makes them Jeff Buffalo wings?
Yes.
Obviously.
I didn't realize Buffalo Jeff was wearing skins and shit now.
Dr. Blue Box 11, is Buffalo Jeff getting an avatar? I'm glad Jeff isn't streaming from the bathroom again.
We were just talking about the Buffalo Jeff avatar.
There will be one. Oh, I bought BuffaloJeff.com. That's not a joke. I legitimately own BuffaloJeff.com. I got all the other Buffalo Jeff stuff lined up. I'm just going to do something with it. So there will be a Buffalo Jeff something store, hat. I don't know. There's going to be a Buffalo Jeff service where I will record anything you want and you'll send it to your friends to troll them and scare them. Like Buffalo Jeff will be its own little cottage industry.
Oh my God, that's going to be amazing. Do automated voice text.
This is Buffalo
Jeff.
I'm gonna screw around and that'll be my permanent voice.
Oh my God!
Oh God, no!
Oh my gosh, that would be kind of funny. Oh man,
this I don't sound like Buffalo Jeff ever.
Let me see something real quick. Where did it go? Oh my gosh.
Oh God, Dr. Blue Box 11 Buffalo Jeff Halloween costumes.
Everybody can have a Buffalo Jeff Halloween costume if you believe hard enough and skin your victim quick enough.
Don't get caught.
Don't get
Oh dear.
Actually, the way you make a Buffalo Jeff costume is you use toilet paper and you wet it and you put it on your face like paper mache type of thing, and it looks like you have skin hanging off your body. And then you put makeup on over that, and then like a dress or some shit, and you look like Leatherface. I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, I do think we are going to have to look to head out soonish because we have not eaten dinner yet. And
What? Yeah, man. Oh, you should have been eating while we were streaming.
oh, we don't like to do that.
It makes too much noise and it's
it's all
gross.
disruptive and it's whatever. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's blow through the rest of this real quick then. High Council trading card at 150K. Stealing Solo 2, the sequel, out this year with another Fandom Menace campaign. 500K, a world-class bullshitter short film.
Yeah.
Have to be financed at a later date.
It's fine with me. We'll still make the film. I'm not worried about it at all.
all.
But for the next campaign, though, it will be Woke Busters. I already have that story planned out. I'm really into it. It's gonna be cool to flex an artistic muscle that I have, but I've never shown anyone yet. So I'm really taking great pains to make this one look unique. Even though I did say I want to develop like a house style for my comics, in a way, I also want these bigger event books to look very different.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like those old Marvel graphic novels from the 80s when you get, what is the one Charles Vest Spider-Man one? That looks nothing like Hooky from Bernie Wrightson. It's like it's the same character, but a completely different experience. So yeah, I'm just one guy, but I want to get into that. I think that would be a lot of fun because, you know, you get one of my books every year, quarter, maybe. You don't want them to all look the exact same. They're different stories.
Cool. Woke Busters. So in terms of the perks, you got the featured one. I always appreciate a featured tier because it's not necessarily the cheapest tier. It's not necessarily the most expensive, but it is kind of in the middle price-wise, and you typically get a book and some swag. Wow, am I looking at this right? You do get a shirt with it.
Yep.
Book plus poster plus cards plus shirt. Wow, check that out. That's proving pretty popular. That's good. The Fandom Menace trading cards. Oh, you've even got special packaging for?
I'm going to take care of all that stuff. I have the company lined up.
All
I
right.
have the art lined up, all ready to go. So as soon as we move, order those. Those are going to take 2 weeks to get. And then boom.
Oh, man, cool. And some of these things are also going to be available as add-ons in the campaign, right? Like,
correct.
All right, cool.
I made sure there were logical add-ons and no redundancies. Like the day I launched this, I spent nothing but boom, 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 and lined everything up because I didn't want people to miss out.
Nice. Stealing Solo graphic novel for 25. Sweet. I'm sorry, how many pages is it again?
This one would be about 110. It could be slightly more, but I'm putting that out there because the first book's 92 pages. I got new the images for autographs and stuff like that. So,
ooh, nice. That's a deal. Stealing Solo black and white for 25. That's a cool cover in black and white.
Yep.
Graphic novel plus trading cards. Graphic novel plus poster. How big was the poster again?
These are just 11 by 17, like mini posters.
All right. Graphic novel plus shirt. Yeah, I definitely got to get the shirt because I love t-shirts. Graphic novel plus shirt, black and white. You got the everything but the book. Oh, okay.
So if you already say you got the book from the first campaign, you love the new art, but you don't need the book again. There you go.
Cool. You get a library collection. Nice.
Every possible cover,
I mean,
including an original.
I'm a comic guy, so I love variant covers. And yeah, this is the tier where you can start to get the original corrected books. So if you missed out on the first campaign and you're like, oh, I really want that one that looks like the old action figure box, it's not gone. It's here at this tier. So.
Oh, wow. Nice. And then you get the Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Every cover, every piece of merch, plus pieces of merch that are exclusive to the Ultimate Collector's Edition and things that are not even listed in there because there's no room. There's not enough room, and things have been added since it's been put up.
Yeah, Indiegogo only allows you to put 10 items per tier or per whatever.
Yeah.
And so I had to like combine like sticker art, you know, advertisement type of thing. So it's that stuff that's on the page. And I like to throw in a few extras for, you know, the people who back at the highest tiers. Like I threw in some extra buttons or some WCBS swag to try to sweeten the deal. And then the next time it's going to be even more themed stuff. So.
Oh, wow. That's pretty sweet. Check that out. Everybody consider backing at this level.
That is really, honestly.
I guess
awesome
I priced it right because people really like that one. I'm surprised how well that is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't consider it sometimes when they're making a campaign, but you know, you definitely want something on the low end, somewhere in the middle, and you also want something that has like ultimate collection for the collectors out there, because there are some people who want to heavily invest in your project and see it succeed.
Exactly.
And if they don't have a higher tier to buy, then you're kind of missing out.
Exactly. You're just cutting yourself off from more money.
That's sweet. So check out Stealing Solo, the Phantom Menace edition. You're at 5574 at 821 backers with 8 days left of funding, and you're gearing up to go in demand. Nice. Let's see here. So are you still reading Go the F to Sleep for Patreon?
Yes, I'm behind on the Patreon because of just life, but gonna edit Cat in the Hat. Go to F to Sleep will be read in the next cycle of books. So Cat in the Hat and Woke Baby and 2 other Dr. Seuss books are in the hopper, and then that one. So
Woke Baby.
Woke Baby.
Baby.
Genius idea. Church key / belt buckle.
That would be a cool, a nifty tool.
I would like that myself.
All right. So
I want to look like I'm fucking the bottles I'm about to drink.
Yeah.
there's the link to the campaign. Please consider backing. If you can at this time, go ahead and share it to all your social media so we get more eyeballs on this. And
Thank you, everybody.
make it a bigger and even bigger success. If you can back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. And let's get this to the moon and back. I'm giving you guys the floor. How about Jessi start first? Will you share with the world on social where you can be found on social media?
All right. Also, I can't believe I keep been forgetting to talk about my really awesome, important stream tomorrow. Because we've been talking about, comics. We've been talking about comics and Stealing Solo. But first and foremost, you guys should all join us tomorrow on Mindless Entertainment at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be here with Jeff, as well as my friend Lindsay Scott, who is an actor and a programmer, but also formerly a Victoria's Secret runway model. So come for the eye candy. And I'll also be joined by Academy Award winner Richard Chu, who won an Academy Award for editing this movie that we kind of like. Oh, right, Star Wars, that one that was made in 1977. So this motherfucker is going to be on my channel tomorrow talking about movies, judging the movies that were made today. So we'll be having a really fun time just talking about the Oscar nominees. It'll just be a good stream. And, you know, drop your super chats to ask Richard random questions about Star Wars that he totally won't get annoyed about having to answer over and over. So definitely that. And then also everyone needs to go check me out on Live It. That's all capitals LIVIT. And honestly, if you want to find me anywhere, just go to my link tree. And it's Linktree /God Empress. And and find all my because you need to find me everywhere, but mostly on Live It, where I'm doing all of my streaming now except for Tuesdays. Well, I'm also streaming there on Tuesdays. I'm just streaming there and here on Tuesdays. So be there because it's awesome. And if you like supporting creators, Live It makes it easy to do that for free. And they also make it that when you give the creators your money, you feel like they're actually getting the value that you've given them. So go there, support me there, bring everybody to Live It, and let's make it the new happy place.
Heck yeah. And Jeff, where can you be found on social media?
So you can find me by just Googling World Class Bullshitters or
Sorry about that. My phone is going off.
Oh, hey, sir. Anyway, folks, you can find me by looking at World Class Bullshitters. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on actually, we're on Instagram. But you can find me personally on Instagram. You can see my sketchbook, my digital sketchbook. I haven't updated it lately, but it's a lot of anatomy of lady drawings. But if you're into that sort of thing, I enjoy it. You can also find me on the World Class Bullshitters YouTube page, YouTube channel. Yes, we're doing comics, but the YouTube game is still going strong, and we got a lot of fun stuff lined up. So subscribe, follow us, make sure that bell notification, all that shit's turned on as they make it harder to find us. We'll just work harder to make better shit, so more people will find us. So but back to comic, folks. Get yourself a copy. It's a lot of comic. I'm proud of it. And I'm really excited to, like I said, to start this comic book business and continue to build and do more books. I have a library of books planned, more than I have ideas for yet, but we'll get there. But Stealing Solo right now, grab that one, and then don't forget the trading cards and Woke Busters at the end of the year. Yeah,
back today. Yeah, you can find me at all the usual spots: Facebook, MeWe, YouTube under WyzGyzEntertainment. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch at WyzGyz Twitches, Parler under WyzGyzParlers, Twitter under WyzGyz Tweets. I think I'm on TikTok and Instagram under WyzGyzEntertainment. And obviously I'm going to have to be on like 5 or 6 more platforms before long as backup.
Sorry. Well, no. At least check out Live It. It's good.
Yeah, and Live It, and
you can add that to your roster.
Yep, exactly, and Rumble, I guess. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications. Be sure and drop some comments in the comments down below after the stream. Let us know what you're most excited about on Stealing Solo Fandom Menace Edition. I want to thank everyone in chat for being so awesome, for kicking ass. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks to our very, very, very special guests, Jessi Milestone of Mindless Entertainment and Jeff Hicks of the World Class Bullshitters. All right. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Awesome. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube translation. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.